I attempted to cut it off. It was trying to strangle me, and with
By
assist
itself?
by my cousin. Well, my cousin was trying to pull it and try to hang
Cousin.
me.
So the
Yeah.
other night was your mother.
Mother.
They're both dead.
Are they?
They're both definitely dead. Well, especially my cousin. Yeah, I saw her. I saw her die at her wedding. It was there. We got attacked by human nobles.
Oh, so.
Oh, is that why you attacked me? All humans look like you.
And then, Isa, so you know how these things are messing with us, and I don't know what's. I don't know
Yeah, and
how
she's
it's-
watching our backs every night. Great.
Well, we all watch our backs every night. But
Right.
Sure paid off.
what choice do we have, really?
And I say, hey, I'm not racist. I mean, you're not from Hillstar, right? So
I will look at Siggy to see if he reacts to this in case he actually is from Hillstar or something.
yeah.
Well, he doesn't have the complexion or the facial features to be from Hillstar.
I just
Yeah,
picture
looks.
Variation or something. Chinky.
Ah,
So he's not obviously from Hillstar.
And the accent, I guess. The LSRs.
For some reason, he's always asking for fly lies.
I always call you Karian.
Yeah.
Korean.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
That's them.
That's
it's
fair.
them.
But I openly share this with everyone. So.
Okay, I hear that, and I hear this. So maybe Kalian.
Did you wake up from? Was it because I was making so much noise?
Maybe it was because of the punch to the face. I'm not sure.
So when did you wake up? She was
When
already
did I
punching
wake
you?
Yeah.
You woke up, she was already straddling you,
Yeah.
and all of this occurred at the altar, which is a significant distance from where your sleeping spot is.
Oh, so you somehow made it to the altar. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Ah, so I
So
would
you
have
were.
seen.
You went there not because you heard me, but
You went to the
else?
altar.
Did I wake up? No, I didn't wake up.
So you woke up at the altar.
You woke up.
Just
The
in the
formula.
dream, you were gonna get punched, and at the same moment, you got punched by.
So you
The way
went
I'm
to the
seeing it, you
altar.
were also dreaming.
Maybe I was sleepwalking.
I just see. Is he trying to downplay that maybe I was sleepwalking?
Yeah.
It's
Are
like,
you?
Are you or?
are
You
you
can
not
go-
going?
Yeah. Okay. I'll make a picture.
Damn it!
9 again. What?
Your
No.
soul is forfeit.
Yeah, I don't think you're sleepwalking. Probably 8 too
7.
much.
7.
5,
12.
6.
Well,
You're not so bad.
And
Okay,
actually,
so you're like,
that's
you think it's a little, the two of you think it's a little strange, but
Yeah, too much pot time.
but Barovia has done strange things, so
this is
it's a little bit,
pain.
it doesn't make any sense, but it seems to be honest. For you though, you can see that there's definitely something beyond just that. You can see that he's telling the truth, but perhaps not all of it.
Alright. I still pointed out. Are you hiding something?
I wouldn't tell you anything. It's hard to tell you anything at the moment.
alright.
All things considered.
Why don't we just cool off a little bit? Also, I think, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think maybe not have shifts where it's just one of us at a time.
But there's.
You know what?
Well informed.
Maybe we should have done that in the first place. Yep, let's do that
I'll
next
fire
time.
with this one.
By default, then.
The squishies are stupid. It's fine. I'm good with that.
Alright, just in case any of these things start acting up, they seem to be working on family members, as sad as that sounds.
Bonnerton's still polishing his glasses. It can only get worse.
Oh.
Alright, shit, you did. Did you ever wake up hitting someone? Maybe yourself? What is the worst? I mean,
I've traveled
Now
mostly alone.
Oh.
I see the
is
appeal.
it better or worse?
There are its merits, however, it has its disadvantages.
Of course. Do you ever wake up almost about to stab yourself or something?
There are many things that I do not wish to share, Mrs. Sad. However, rest assured, it is not only you. Others have experienced such things, such dreams,
I'm
images.
so comforted.
I do not know what it is, but it will never stop.
I'm going to bed.
Then, just like parents. We'll shift
I
us
can
up.
stay up. I'm kind of awake now. Does that take
If
away
ever-
from my loneliness or something? Or no? Okay, I'll just stay up until.
But I was about to use some about flourish to get you to cut away from sleep. That's okay.
And then I guess during this, I'll ask Kalyan to recount to me.
Yeah.
I mean, if she wants to relive everything, just ask her to tell me what happened.
She does,
Mm.
quite emotionally, but yeah, she does share.
Before I get back to bed, if things have been
The type of
settled,
sharing
I'd
that
like to check
she
my
knows
map
that
to see if
you
there's any
kind of live far
movement.
away, maybe you can share
All
so that's
that.
You open up your pack. It is all of your stuff is there, except for the dog.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I'd like to, before I go to bed, I'd like to just check if anyone got shot in the back.
No.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
A guidance.
Oh my God, is it me?
Shori is face down on that.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
Oh,
Nice.
3,
Oh, maybe you
21
broke
plus
something.
25.
25.
That's pretty nice.
You rapidly, you're
Father Lucian.
yeah, you're alert now to your own deception or your own dream, physical as it was, sort of putting two and two together. I did not awake where I had slept. How did I arrive at this location? And you feel the exertion upon you physically. Perhaps not all was a dream. You fired an arrow. You begin to sort of you scan the room one by one, ticking off people on your list, trying to see if anybody is suffering in any sort of way, a wound or an injury from that. But thankfully, nothing.
Do I check the wall, see if there's an imprint of a magic arrow somewhere?
Yeah, I'll roll that into the check as well as you begin to look around as well. You feel
If I recall the aim, which was straight,
Yeah.
not really in any upward motion.
yeah, you look around, going to see. The rest of you sort of notice, well, in the guise, I suppose, of calming yourself, being unable to go to sleep right after a harrowing experience. You're walking around and very, very subtly, just looking, sort of making the computations of where you were at, where you were found, how far did you walk, what areas would you use. It was you fired at around eye level, so it should be just within sight. And
So raised because of the outline.
Yeah, you look around and you see no evidence whatsoever of your arrow. But you look deep into yourself now. I'll go ahead and let you do a check with your spellcasting ability modifier plus your proficiency.
Can I guide still?
Sure, it's a check.
So this
So
is
4
my.
plus
No, not you, Steve.
4 plus 3.
Wow.
24. Oh,
Plus-
plus proficiency, right?
Yeah, it's like an attack roll.
20.
Charisma plus
27.
proficiency.
27. Okay, you look into yourself now, tapping into your power. You hold onto the belt now as it sort of resonates. The power flows easily, like it's been warmed up. You feel that it's been primed before. You sense that you cast.
I did cast it.
You did cast it. You did fire the
But
arrow.
it probably didn't hit anything or anyone.
That you probably did cast it, but there is no physical evidence that you fired it in this room.
Oh, wow.
So like not the
You
ceiling.
can-
I mean,
Clean
in
sheet.
case.
In this room. Not in this room.
Ah,
I'm gonna search for that.
that's probably why I shouldn't have been there. Maybe it was time travel.
Oh, did you change your swimming side?
I checked my pack.
You shot yourself.
No, I mean, I just checked
Oh.
if any familiar scars might still be there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, familiar scars from something else or from
Or something else.
yes.
Yes, somewhere. So I didn't change. I didn't change the path.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Right. With that small mystery now rather clarified to you, you settle back down and ponder the possibilities as you sort of drift off. Kayan and Esvel finish the remainder of the
I'll
watch
tell her
together.
about Emilia, since I told Vanya about.
So
I'll
you
tell-
share with each other the harrowing
Yeah.
experience. With what part is there any part whatsoever that you withhold from your encounter with Emilia?
I just say that I assume the way Emilia told me, I'm assuming I'm assuming that they're my family.
Okay.
Just
Just that part,
Mm.
not the part where she asks you to help her.
All right, no,
Kill
no.
the other half.
Yeah, that Emilia about the angry people
That are choosing.
that are around me. She doesn't know if they love me or they hate me.
Oh,
Just
they're
that,
the
just
same
that they seem to
thing.
resemble
It's a thin
people
line.
once. What?
It's a thin line.
Two sides of the same coin.
Between what?
Love and hate.
Yeah. It's a thin line. It's a. I don't know what was I going to say.
Sorry.
And I'm just assuming that it seems like they resemble people from my
Incidentally,
life.
this song is "Awake in a Dream."
Oh, very significant
But
today.
also foreigners, right?
Yeah, Emilia said they look like foreigners. She said there were two. She said they kept increasing. Maybe it's for every bird that gets killed, one more arrives. I don't know yet.
The first time.
But this is the second bird only. Maybe there's already one and the bird died, so there's. Huh?
Correct.
The map.
No, that's correct. So if there was already one and a bird died, then there would be two, and then a bird died, and there's three. That's in this
This is the cardinal. This is the second.
the second
bird.
bird.
But there have been 3 family members already.
Or 3 people.
Or maybe it's just coming soon. New
What?
bird coming soon.
Oh my god. Yeah.
To a cage
I
near
look at
you.
your bird again. I look at your cage again with the cardinal.
Is it what?
Imagine
Yeah.
almost taxidermy looking white bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, the plumage is definitely just a faint.
I say
pink.
the last time. What did you say?
I look at your cage, the cardinal. What does it look like right now?
Oh, what is it?
Somebody emaciated, underfed, severely
Is it
malnourished.
still red?
Yeah, but pinkish now.
Ah,
And so the color is sort of leaching from
Are
its
you been
feathers.
feeding it?
Try.
I tried. There was
Just bread?
a moldy piece of bread earlier that I think it had some ecosystem already, so I threw it out. But I'm trying to feed it.
There's
We'll
something
stay.
alive in
I
there.
stare at you intently and I say, what if it feeds on blood? I don't know. Do you want to?
I look at.
I can read,
I cut my. I guess I cut my hand.
And drip it on the bird.
I also cut my hand. I mean, hey, it's my suggestion. Like, I don't want
and
to get
it's
into
okay,
trouble
it's-
alone.
It spits out your blood.
Where will
Well,
will
choosy
you,
bird.
Here.
Oh,
where will you drip it?
They only want royal.
is the bottom of the cage solid
Feed it like a
or-
bird would.
Ew.
What? Oh, I'll drip it. Is the bottom of the cage solid? So I guess I'll drip.
As it's dripping, I say, as well, I'm kind of guilty that I suggest that to tell me if, just bait me.
It
I
would.
don't know.
It's fine.
How much are you willing to pour in there?
Like 3 drops.
Just 3 drops, okay. So you won't take point of damage at all. And you.
Oh, okay.
It will pick at it. Actually,
Rose
birds will
hands.
just open it up.
Okay. So for the first time in a long time, it breaks eye contact with you.
Oh my.
And then it just sort of looks down at the blood just sort of beginning to pool there for a long time as if sort of contemplating it. And then it hops down to the base of the cage and begins to just peck at the blood a little bit.
Yeah, look closely. Does it?
Is it lapping it up?
How do birds drink water?
They're
Normally they
liquid?
need like a shallow basin because it needs to have some.
So they scoop it.
Oh, that's right.
So it just sort of pecks at it, but ineffectual as it is because it's just a flat surface.
I suppose you just splatter 3 drops. It's not.
Yeah.
Do you?
Doesn't seem to have a significant effect other than the change of behavior from the bird.
More blood.
I just need like a small cup.
Holy water.
You are in a church.
You do have holy water. I believe I gave
You
you.
want to cut your hand?
Actually, I wanna.
Cut your space.
Is there like in one of the candle stands, It's like there's like an iron base. Like, is there, like,
You break it off.
Yeah, I do.
You do? Okay. Yeah, sure. You're looking for a...
Oh, this is a nice.
Yeah, and then yeah.
And like, oh, where'd you get these things?
It was like around.
Sure.
I give it to as well. I catch the blood from.
Okay. I'm not sure if this should be actually be done regularly, but I mean,
Hey, you're all bleeding from your back.
yeah. Okay, well, can't believe feeding the bird.
Alright.
But it was a good
You
idea.
pour enough to
Yeah.
fill it. Then.
Sure.
Okay, now you'll take a point of damage.
Okay. Oh no! 1 point.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah. You pour enough into sort of the cup. The cup is not large enough to fit in the cage, but you bring it up
Yeah.
to the
And open the
Yeah,
cage,
you open
right?
the cage and you bring it up to the edge of it, and then the bird hops down towards that direction and now begins to actually drink at it. Just sort of scoop it up with the base of its bill, and then you can see its tongue just sort of waggle as it begins to sort of swallow what you've given it now, and then
Does it
so.
look nice?
Yeah, it's sort of
What?
it's whitish pink feathers are now sort of stained now across with your blood as it begins to just sort of lap it up, and it go ahead and make let's say investigation or animal handling, whichever is higher.
Whichever is
Higher.
animal handling or investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I plus 1.
Wait.
Okay, what dice will screw me over? Shit.
That does.
If you have inspiration, I encourage you. You may spend it now because of the entire night. I am just going to resupply the next one.
Oh, okay.
If you want
I will
to. If
spend
you
it.
want to.
I want to spend it. Let's see what happens. Fuck.
Better.
Yeah.
8.
It's from the
8. Wait. Do I want this so bad to turn off badly? Oh man. I want to use it now. Oh.
You can be assisted instead.
Okay, sure. I'll assist. Hey, you
I
said
say,
you wanted something?
damn it, I never really like.
So it's an advantage.
I never really had. So I'll do it again. Alright.
Yeah, just roll another one for the advantage.
Okay, so that was a 7 and
Oh,
yay,
plus-
17.
plus-
Ooh. Yeah, 17 total.
Okay.
And
So you go to Callie and it's like, is it looking any more different to you? As the both of you just sort of scrutinize the bird inside.
Here, bird.
And it seems marginal, but it does seem more hale. It seems a little more filled out. Now you can see
it's no longer.
there's a little more color now.
Now your plane needs more iron.
It's sort of
I know.
it's sort of rosy rather than just thick.
I.
It looks healthier.
Is that good? I say, am I supposed to keep feeding it blood? What the fuck?
That is a very good question. Do
I
you want?
I say. I think. I only started. I told you when Emilia first arrived, right?
Yeah.
She only started to come like a few days after the bird, and then there are these people hanging around me.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has anything to do with dead, like restless spirits.
Okay.
But I don't know. There seems to be some sort of it's a weird pattern, but I don't know why I don't know about Emilia specifically. I don't remember having interacted with her before.
Yeah.
Before the weird dreams I've been having, but I think those angry spirits and the bird is they're something to do with each other. But
Did Emilia like try to describe to you what those angry spirits look like? What they're wearing? Are they like locals in Valiaki?
she said foreigners.
She said they were
Yes.
pretty as you were.
Foreigners.
I say I think they're my I think they're my family.
Just
People
okay.
people that I knew before. So I don't know if I could get rid of the cage and the bird, but I don't know. Could I receive anything more worse?
Don't ask us. Oh my gosh. We have
Let's
people
test.
beating each other up.
That's a good question.
So
Sounds like a challenge.
I say
Please, it was
so.
the second strongest person beating the squishiest person.
At least it doesn't try to get out of where you put it, right? And I stare at Banya's bag.
I say
Oh wait, actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you before you go to bed.
I wanted.
Yeah. I say, oh, by the way, I almost forgot. I saw that thing peek out of
I
your
did.
bag.
I do notice now before this happened that doll is missing. I would have wanted to look for him.
Investigation.
Inspiration. Nope.
You may.
Okay.
I already have one lined up.
All right. I would like to use up that inspiration.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, I'm not forgot.
Thank you.
Sorry. That was a bad idea.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Okay.
So that's a 20 plus investigation. That's 23.
Okay. You see that the door to the church is slightly ajar. You see that little footprints in the mud away from the church.
I will follow them.
You doing this quietly?
I will tell, now that I notice Esbel and Gallian, it's still
I
night.
mean, yeah, it's still in the last shift.
Because I have dark vision, if I were to just look, I won't step out of the church, but if I were to just look out, do I see any trail of where Doll is heading?
You see the
Graveyard?
no, deeper into town because you know that St. Andros is at the end of the village.
Right.
So definitely towards the heart of the town. You know, outside of the town area.
I'm going to just,
From where you are, you're at the tip of the village. So there's only basically two ways to go: deeper into the village or out of the village. And
does
it's
it look like he went out of the
no, it's deeper
deeper
into
in the village? Put on the moon. It's okay.
Hey, where are you going?
Yeah, you see me at the door.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Doll left!
Huh?
The ball left.
I will look back. It says, he went deeper into the town and
Oh shit. You got a child's play scenario, man.
Oh my god.
I was like, I'm not.
Come on, play.
I think we gotta follow that before it's dragging bones somewhere across the street.
I wouldn't put
don't
it
know.
past him. I wouldn't put it past
Yeah.
him. Could I ask assistance of you?
Do you wanna go?
Much
Are you?
stronger
I can.
ladies.
I look at Segi. I look at Karen, but
I'm
again,
asleep,
Segi.
but
Yeah,
you-
Segi's
if you
fine.
want to
I can
wake me up,
I can stay or. Okay, I wake
I
up
can.
Segi.
Okay, I'm just going. I like to use your fists. I laugh.
So Banya's little creepy shit friend ran away.
I don't correct her because the girl's gone.
Oh. His little friend ran away.
They are pretty close.
The
Please don't say that.
the two of them can go off while I stay and
I really want to look
I'm
for
I'm kind of worried this might be some sort of diversion.
you want to stay.
I'm proposing this might be something to get us out of this church. Or someone else swoops in and takes Evil's bride.
Oh, where's
Oh, where is
Irina?
it?
I'm sorry.
Where's Irina and Shori? No, Alec.
Alec, the two of them are just sort of huddled together. Irina has finally managed to sort of sing Alec to sleep.
Okay. I
Should
say,
make a good mother.
Don't
good
say-
point. I
Unless you want us to go,
I-
go.
I'd
I guess
rather
we
not
can-
go alone, but I'll be grateful for anyone who would be willing to come with me anyway.
I'll
Do you wanna go?
with
I can
you.
say and
Let's
watch
find
the
that doll
church.
before it makes bigger trouble.
And then I
If I
will
punch
look around
you,
your
you know
person
it's
for
nothing
that.
personal. Just well, I'll keep watch.
Right. I put it in my bag.
Okay. Believe me, if I try to lead all somewhere and walk after me, I wouldn't be surprised if I don't do the same thing.
Oh my god, it's bleeding.
So
bring up
I
the-
won't cut the rope anymore.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You're bringing your rope? The rope?
Yeah. It's with me.
The
I did
the
warn her that
freaky rope?
it might try to follow her.
Oh, okay.
The same
Yeah.
reason I put doll in my pack just so
Okay.
that no unpleasant surprises. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep
So,
watch.
Do we stay here?
I say you do have a point.
I'm just worried we're leaving our base. I mean, there's always a malevolent presence.
That's true. We've never left the church at night, right?
Yeah.
Other than when you hadn't discovered the church yet.
Yeah, that was the only time we.
Well,
really got
when
that.
we found the bone, when we were chasing after the bones.
We can run.
Okay. So half of you stay to guard the church,
Just normal speed.
and the other half.
All right, here we
Do you
go.
want like a limit?
Yeah.
How
At least it's
far?
more evenly split
Yeah, because I'm
now.
thinking if we can.
They have all the charisma.
I think I can help.
They have all the charisma.
That's why at least I can tank if ever.
Yeah, I think I can help.
All right. So the two of you venture into the night then.
Right.
We have a very
I asked him like,
pleasantly
how far do
quiet.
you want to look
Yeah.
for the dog?
We can just not
Yes,
fuck with each
time
other.
skip to the morning. You hear news of their deaths.
What the fuck?
We are strung up on the square.
That's too bad.
I do vocally tell him that I am worried of leaving our friends at the church.
I'm
I
just-
also don't want to leave them there.
Don't also want to do
Yeah, I
see
say,
if Dawn is
I
up
mean,
to anything,
Irina's-
but if we get too far, like
It's,
if it seems like we're already walking like halfway through the town or something, if it's like I suppose 30 minutes in and we still haven't found him, I will abandon it and just head back to the church because I'm pretty sure he's not going to stay away from me.
So it's from the church to the outskirts to the town, 15 minutes and 15 minutes back. Yeah.
So
30
what he's
minutes
saying is,
or
what could
30
go
minutes.
I mean, because I can see what I can see where he's headed because I can follow the tracks.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I suppose on your way out, I just guide you.
Thanks.
Good luck.
How long does it last?
1 minute. Oh, what, 1 minute?
I would like to use up maybe that to roll another
What?
check to see sure that I'm on the right trail.
Okay. Good.
Good luck, I guess.
Okay. Good.
I am bonding with the party so much today. Hey,
You're
that's
guided though.
I know.
It's not mine. Don't be rough with it.
Ah,
Hi. Be gentle.
it's just a 1. So
On the
that's-
guidance.
Okay.
It's yeah, so that's 18 plus investigation. 18, 21.
Okay. Sure. You follow its little footprints, just sort of barely dots on the ground as its light tread continues forward. You're traveling 15 minutes out and 15 minutes back, or 30 minutes out and 30 minutes back.
How long until sunrise?
How long until sunrise? About 2 hours, 2 hours and a half.
2 hours and a half.
But you're not resting right now. So,
Oh no, does that
Anything
take away
that-
from their
if an hour of prolonged activity breaks your.
Oh shit,
An
yeah, you
hour
might
of
not
prolonged
get.
activity. Yeah, I will
So,
I'll just go for 15 minutes.
You go 25-25.
50.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
As long
I mean,
it's
as long as there are no delays or anything.
I try to look at Vanya and I say, are we hot on its tracks? I ask him just to make sure that
It's
it's
pretty
lost the trail or is it cold?
Yeah. Do I notice if it's cold? If it's been,
If it is.
if the prints are still fresh or
Yeah.
Relatively, and
It would have been snowed over otherwise.
oh well, no, I mean it's not snowing in Barovia.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not snowing.
It's raining. It's really.
Oh, right.
Ice
Is
cold
it
rain.
still raining?
Rain.
It's still drizzling right now, yes. But the muck.
Never give the burgomaster a break.
I asked him, what's your doll made of again? It's mechanical, right?
mechanical, yeah, porcelain,
Porcelain.
spears, metal.
I actually
Tomorrow
have.
was supposed to be the festival.
I mean, if you
No,
burn
no,
them,
check where? Where was it?
What is it?
Locate object.
it's a what?
Locate object.
Oh, legate object? Oh,
Yeah.
no, I don't have.
Such as
That'd be useful.
apparel, jewelry, furniture, food, or what?
You can because the object
count
is
as
technically.
I don't know.
You've seen it, so I
Yeah.
can say that you could pinpoint.
What
it's
about
a
it's
barrel.
closed? Closed, yeah.
Yeah.
It's what?
It's
Closed.
closed because it says a barrel, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Oh yeah, the jumper. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Okay, what's the range of
Take
this
it
thing?
The range is 1,000.
12 feet. Got it.
I have no idea.
Naked
I just
dog.
prepared it because it's not concentration.
And it goes after its rival.
And I always prepare
God,
this. It's one of the few
please.
utility that
Oh my
families
God.
get.
I'm the only dog around.
Alright. You go ahead and focus down. Now that you sort of have a trail now, when are you going to cast it? Here at the church, or are you going to go out 25 minutes and then cast it?
I'd like to go out. I suppose we would have gone out 10 minutes before Kalian brings it up. Because
Okay.
by then, I suppose I would have been kind of a little iffy on the trail.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sure.
Possible.
Yep.
You go ahead and cast your looking object now. So you channel your magic inwards now, similar to how your divine sense works, but honing in on something very, very, very specific. On the way this doll is dressed, that you've seen on multiple occasions, it's creeping out Manya. You focus inwards now, and everything just sort of becomes black, and you can feel and you can see. Though your eyes are closed, you can see the imprints of the doll's footsteps in the ground as golden points of light now. It's going upwards into the town.
Yeah, I touched Banya's mouth. There it is. I see his footprints.
Her eyes are closed, but she's pointing exactly where the footprints would be or are, and you can sense that. You can certainly sense the direction of it. What knowledge would you get from this spell?
Hopefully you can tell how far away.
Yeah. Does it have a range limitation or?
1,000 feet.
This
No, it's-
spell can locate a specific object known to you as
Okay.
long as you have seen it up close.
Maybe Valaki is less than 1,000 feet
1,000
in
feet,
total.
if the object is in
Seems
motion,
very
you know
solid.
the direction of its movement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell how far or how near it is? Or it just tells you the location?
Yeah.
Well, it can locate the specific object, that's it, and know the direction.
What
Okay.
direction?
And how fast it's moving?
Yeah. Is
You
it?
know where it is.
No, it doesn't say. Doesn't say how fast it's
Hmm.
moving.
You said,
I think that's a ranger thing. The how fast they're moving.
The hunter's mark.
No, like the ranger.
the direction of its movement.
Primal
If the object is in motion, you know
I
the
think
direction of its
primal
movement.
Yeah.
there you
It's
go.
more direction.
Primal.
Okay.
It doesn't. I
alright.
think it's the ranger. thing.
Alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as
One
certain kind of.
undead.
Okay. got
Ranger
it.
with undead.
Okay.
Favored enemy.
So you
Very good here.
you channel it inwards now, and you can see it in your mind now, and the world just becomes just sort of fades away, and then you just can see in the distance a golden light now, and sort of in the shape of the doll in question now. You can see it. You're 10 minutes out now. Right?
Okay.
You're 10 minutes out now, and you can just faintly see trudging along very, very slowly. You know the direction it's going is in your direction.
In our
In our
direction?
It's coming towards,
Okay. Banya, it's coming towards us.
but it's quite a significant distance away. I mean, you would even if you met it in the middle of between it and where you are now, that would still be another 20 minutes or so.
No, it's so far. I say it's around 20 minutes away. It's really far.
How long was I asleep?
2 hours.
Since you're
Since my last shift? So
Uh,
it was me.
It's Callian's shift now, so 2 hours plus whatever
Yeah.
time was consumed by Callian's shift.
So about
He
almost
must
4.
have just. But Esbel caught him going back in the cab. So you think that, and then he must have just paraded out.
Yeah.
I will look around because it looked like there's any sign of activity around.
Right around you now.
Yeah.
No, you're about to approach the square.
We're about to go to square. I can't see any sign of doll apart from what Callian has seen and
The only thing that appears to be around you right now, prints in the mud.
shiver and nonsense.
I tell her, if we try to pursue it, we're gonna be 30 minutes away from church,
yeah.
and then another like an hour.
Sure,
An hour. Yeah, I'm a bit uneasy
Staying
staying
this far?
CD and as well.
Me too, actually.
We
Can you
were having
tell-
a good time.
Yeah,
Being quiet.
absolutely.
Can you
Compared to
tell
the rest of
if-
the night, this is the most peaceful time. The calm before the dawn.
Are you sure you don't want to switch watch partners?
What?
Watch partners.
What do you mean, watch
Don't want to switch watch pairs? with me?
Trying to tire it.
I mean, if you want to pair up with me on watch, we make a pretty good watch pair.
I say any one of you is okay.
You're all the same to me.
But only I saw her tattoo.
I somewhat prefer you because it's been
thanks.
very entertaining in the silence.
In the side.
Thanks. But anyway, whatever. Whoever's available.
We'll table this.
No real commitments.
Yes, no recommended for
We'll
me.
table this conversation.
Sure.
But yeah,
I will already as I talking, but I'm already turning my back on where Dolph's direction is, and I'm already making my way back to the church. I was saying,
How much
can you
blood is
tell
on its
how
knife?
much distance it's covering on their way back, just so that I know if something stops
all
it on the
connected.
way or something? How long does
Oh my
the spell
God.
last anyway?
Or maybe a dog was just my shot.
10
10
minutes.
minutes.
Oh shit.
It'll
It's
fade long
broken.
before you see it.
His
Yeah.
back is broken.
Yeah. I could maybe when we're when there's sun again, maybe I could just recast it.
That'll be
Well, if
fine.
it was on the way to your area.
If it truly looks, you can come back.
Please don't say that.
Papa.
Please don't say that.
Bambino is stupid.
What?
Sorry. Something, a video I watched.
Banya and Bambino.
So what would you like to...
I will go back to the church.
Alright.
But I will like to keep, now that we're out here, I'm going to keep looking around just to make sure that there's nothing else around us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can go ahead and make a perception.
I'll do that too.
Ouch.
Yeah!
Not 20.
Nice.
At least you saw something, I got a 7.
Seems...
I hope I don't see anything.
That's good.
It seems rather quiet.
That's good.
So you return. They return about 20 minutes later.
Oh.
10 minutes out, 10 minutes back.
It says Siggy asleep.
Siggy's asleep.
How was it? Did you find it?
He got pretty far away.
As far as we could, but
Okay,
we
well-
couldn't leave you guys.
That's fine.
Not
I
all the
think,
shit happened, but-
unfortunately or unfortunately, it will come back, whether we like it or not. Well, maybe we should get rest and before we lose our tempers even more
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Alright. Are you feeling okay?
Not really.
Yeah, it's been a weird night.
I still have laughter on me.
You have what?
Are you offering
So, the two of you on watch still?
Sure, yeah, that
Okay. Banya goes to sleep.
I'll stay up.
Stay up for the rest of the day.
I mean, it's
but-
only 2 hours till dawn, right? Because I feel anxious.
Oh, I guess while we're making around, yeah, just
You
I
stay.
wake up.
Huh?
I wake up at 7.
You wait.
I'm the only one who wakes up.
Oh.
Because everyone else is awake.
Before the end of your shift, there is just as the sun is about to rise, you hear a knock on the door of the church.
what time would
Is it a
this
heavy
be?
knock? Like the knock of a large arm?
Wait,
It is a bit of a heavy knock. Yes.
I call my head and I tell my glaive and then I say, should
Welcome to the church, motherfucker!
I guess I'll stride over to the door and then
Yeah,
I look at the two.
Yeah,
here
I
and
grip
then
the handle.
should I open?
Yeah, sure.
I guess I'll call out. Is there a way to peek out?
Actually,
Yeah,
when they're...
No.
Oh,
Can
there
I-
I could cast message, but
No, like it's
Right,
like
yeah.
speaking. No.
No, sure. It's traditional for most Barovian lords.
Oh, I tell who's near Siggy. I signal one of them to wake up
I'm already
Siggy.
up.
I'll wake up Siggy.
I
Or-
would have been in bed waiting, so I'll wake up safe.
Okay, and then
I'm like, haha, that'll be hilarious.
so yeah, well I'll open the
what's going on?
the eye.
Peephole.
People. So you slide it open. No one is there.
Because
I quickly slam it and
What's going on?
Who is it?
I say,
Henshin!
let me down.
I armor up.
He doesn't reach the thing.
I say I didn't see anyone at the people.
It might. Try sticking your sword out, see if it's reflected.
Does long rest take effect yet?
No, we're just at the very end. Just before the sunrise.
Yeah, I'm going to say, try to. I will walk up to the door.
Wait,
Don't open that door.
yeah,
No,
I
no.
mean the
Hear me
forbidden
out.
thing, right? I don't know.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Here we are again.
I will slide it out so I can see reflected on it. Whatever on the bottom.
Okay. You see not mud, not ground, but this brown paper, I suppose. Thick brown paper.
What's
It's
thick
just
brown paper?
Thick brown
Oh,
paper.
okay.
Just encompassing the entirety of the image.
The
that you see.
reflection.
Yeah. So your dagger is so small, and the paper must be so large that it
It compasses the
It
whole
encompasses
dagger.
the entirety of the
They need
reflection.
a bigger blade? I don't know, how do we...
Oh, I mean, you can certainly just angle it back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
can I?
Yeah, you see that there is this large, seemingly wrapped parcel at the base of the door.
Large wrap parcel. Is it the size of dog?
No.
But
Bigger.
it's a large wrap. Bigger?
Like,
It's my
Size of a
theory.
person. I would be familiar, I
I
guess.
keep saying it.
It's certainly the length of one, but it's wider than a person.
parcel? You see a parcel?
I describe everything.
Maybe
take
we
a
can
deep
go to
whiff
sleep
Let's just
and-
open it in the morning.
Maybe we can go to sleep, pretend, and then it will go away. I have no fucking idea. Why are we receiving parcels at the
If I
break
were
of
to look
dawn?
past it, I will keep the dagger out, but if I look past it and into the vicinity, do I see anything? If I were to look past the dagger, I would pretend that I'm still looking at it, but if I were to look past it and at the vicinity, do I see anything?
No.
I will slowly slide the dagger out and I say, you know, it'll still be there at sunrise. Eh?
Yes.
Yeah, just go to sleep.
I was hoping it would be close.
What was, how many seconds was there before the knock and before I checked?
Actually!
Quite a bit. You guys are. What should I do?
Oh, damn it. Well, anyway, the fact that
But we didn't hear anything like,
we didn't hear like loud footsteps. The fact that he, she, it didn't stay. Yeah.
I take off my shoe and I just throw it in their direction. Let's go. Fucking go to sleep.
Oh, finally said yes. Oh, Kamen Rider.
You're gonna say,
Yeah.
I armor down.
can I tell how much time is it till sunrise?
a few minutes.
Fuck!
I hate that feeling. I will go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You settle down. You settle down, just. You just sit down.
Yeah, yes.
And
Like an anxious parent
Yeah.
waiting for their way for a child to come back.
you put a hand on the bag, the empty bag where your doll would be, and it is full.
Teleporting God.
The doll is inside.
Well, you did.
I will put them out.
Maybe time travel like that.
Examine his feet.
They are covered in mud.
I will immediately look from the door to the spot to see if there are any muddy tracks coming back.
You take a look and you can see a trail coming from the back of the church. So
The back of the church.
Oh, little sneak.
But there was not. I did not notice. I did not see any of this the whole time I was awake. Before the knock.
no, it doesn't seem. It seems fairly recent. I mean, from the amount of time that's sort of passed, it's entirely possible to have just happened within the last few minutes.
Sneaky little shit. No!
I will.
Okay, next time you don't have to go out and look for...
With an air
Him
precipitation,
very
I will
nice,
cast
like snooze for
precipitation.
like a
If I
minute
cast
and then-
precipitation, do I lose the long rest? Or I already did?
No, you're fine.
Alright, I'll just clean up his little feet so that I will know in case he does this again.
Got it.
And I will turn him on. I mean, what's the point? I'm already awake. I will turn him on.
Its head spins. As if,
What does it do?
it took its head.
I don't hug him. And instead, I will look at another's eyes and I will
No reward.
look and point at the footprints. And then I will look at them again.
It looks away from the footprints.
That's so cute!
And I'll say, what do you call this?
You're
I will
such a
lean,
good
I'm sitting
father.
on my cross-legged. I will lean back, cross my arms as this.
That's Banya's mom look.
Actually, it's the only reference I have.
It holds its hand out to you, as if to take your hand.
I will raise my hand, but then I will point at the footprints again. I will also hold it up.
You hold out your hand,
Yeah, I will point at the footprints and I hold out my hand. It's like a mini.
so it grabs your finger, and then it begins to sort of tug and pull.
Oh my god.
So it's sort of obviously trying to get you to stand up.
For you.
Corpse.
There's something
Of a
for you.
filth.
I will call the
he's doing the
attention
job
of
that's
anyone who's awake, and I will.
Maybe he was busted.
Oh shit. What's happening? What's happening?
The doll is
Leading me somewhere.
leading you somewhere.
Uh,
Leading him somewhere.
who's back? Guys, it's
Go to sleep.
Guys,
Sige.
please make sure.
Segi is desperately trying to go to sleep.
I'm too irate to help any
Why
of
are you
you.
standing up? Are you? And then I tried to look at the floor.
Oh, look at what you found.
Yeah. Guess what? I think he found something too.
I throw my other shoe in their directions. Okay, go to sleep.
I will. At least now you know where I am. I was like, guys, I'm off the scene.
I slowly walk towards. Yeah.
Where does that lead me?
Yeah.
Right, you let him figure it out, and he leads you to the front of the church where
Where the parchment
door
is.
is.
Oh, the package.
And then it
So
looks
you
to
step out anyway.
and just look out to the.
Oh,
This looks to the door.
door?
How much time? Is it? Do I see the sun peeking in the horizon?
Well, you can't see the sun. There never has been an ability to see the sun.
there
But you
is
can.
no-
But there is light.
Dawn has broken.
Dawn is broken.
I will open the. I split.
There's no
On
change.
the outside.
There's no change. Actually, I'm stalling. I'm waiting for it to be
Bright
dawn
enough.
already.
Okay.
So I'm
So
going
yeah,
to
so
go
it's just
through the
tugging at you.
motion.
Just tugging at you, and then it points at the door.
Right.
You continue to just stall it.
And I will ask questions like, did you know who brought it?
No.
Do you understand how? Do you know how to say yes? And you know how to say yes.
There's no.
We've done them. We've
Are you,
done
you're
them.
just gonna keep stalling it until.
And I'm going to do the same thing that I did because he didn't see me. I'm hiding from a dog. He didn't see me do the dagger things. I will do that again to see if there's any change in the package.
You have to let him know.
After a while, when it senses that you're not going to open the door, it just sort of shrugs and then walks back to your back.
I'm not going to open the door until it's done.
It goes back in, and then it closes.
He's like, oh well, fuck it, I'm going to sleep.
Take his advice.
I'm going to sit by the first pew nearest to the door and keep my eyes on the top
Okay, all right.
until sunrise.
Okay, okay.
Oh my god.
At the end of all of that, almost 3 hours in,
Oh my god.
you finish your long rest.
Wow. That was a really eventful long rest.
How much sleep did I actually?
Yeah.
Just barely enough.
But we're not into like mechanical learning.
You're not. There's no mechanical disadvantage to you.
Okay, but
you're not
we feel-
exhausted.
Feel.
You're psychologically exhausted. Yes.
I feel bad that I threw my shoes as I pick it up, and I think to myself, shit, this is what my dad used to do to me.
Aww.
I watch him pick up his shoes.
We're turning into our parents.
Which is to say, dead.
Yeah, exactly. I'm watching him say yes, he's like gathering his shoes, but then I remember what he looked like when we left last night, and I just say to myself, so you also have it in you. Everyone has it in you.
What?
No, I'm just muttering to
In a
myself.
store.
Huh?
In a store.
I like you also. I said, so it looks like you also have it in you, Kamen Rider.
Oh, have one.
It's sort of a muttering to herself, basically. She's not saying it out loud to you, but she does sort of remark on your.
Because you have like a dark look of satisfaction last semester.
Alright, you gain the benefits of long rest.
I put my shoes on.
Put your shoes on. Your shoes are on.
When it is sunrise, I will count 1 to 10 and then
Oh!
open the door.
Yeah.
Okay. you
With
open-
my short sword out.
Stand for
No.
Alright. You open the door.
What is it?
And there's-
I want to look also.
In the mud outside on the ground is a long, flat parcel, about the size of a person.
Parcel? But how
Yeah.
thick is it?
There you go.
Wait, is it a box?
No.
What's the shape? Sorry.
Yeah, it's shaped like a human.
just as okay, just long like humans.
Oh, it's curved?
But
Is it a coffin? What is it?
But it is this thick
Oh, just this? Just this thing?
yeah.
and it's wrapped in what? Rope?
It seems to be wrapped in sort of a manila
Brown
paper.
paper?
Yeah, brown paper.
But doesn't seem. Because if it's just that, I'm going to just use my dust to tear through the paper.
Can we?
Wait.
Can we,
Wait.
Can you
Wait.
detect?
I'll use my lock.
Stuff?
I will use my warlock slot to detect even good.
Detect evil and good. What sort of things do you detect again?
Aberration, celestial, elemental, fey fiend, or undead within 30 feet, as well as where. Similarly, I know if there's a place or object within 30 feet of me that has been magically consecrated or desecrated.
You're detecting traces now of fiend.
I say there are traces of fiend energies in that thing.
Oh wait. I will knock on the paper. Does it sound like glass?
It's muffled by paper, but it's certainly solid underneath.
It's what?
It's certainly solid underneath.
Stay within 10 feet of us.
Alright.
We need the aura.
Yeah.
Should it's necromancy, then there's fiend.
No, did you say necromancy? It was just fiendish.
From the dream.
Guys, I'm gonna open it.
Wait. I cast resistance.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. I think the best equipped. What's your wisdom save? Just in case.
I am not open, right? So +3. Oh, if you're standing next to me, I have.
I might be best equipped to open this up.
Yeah,
For
alright.
some weird reason, Calian stands between everyone.
They're just
Why am I
placing
here?
you.
Kidding, but yeah.
I feel this weird urge to do so.
I know, I just say it. Look, I got your back, guys. Your back,
I have an idea, but go ahead.
I will cast resistance on myself as a cantrip. So detect evil and good vanishes because it's
Fiendish.
concentration. And I will pick out my short
New-
sword and
new
start
toys.
tearing through the
Yay.
parchment, see what's inside.
You pull it open, and you can see at first, shockingly, you can see what's underneath moves.
What?
Moves and sort of.
Holy fuck, what is that?
And as you sort of pull it open, you see that it moves according to your own
I knew
movement,
it.
as your own reflection stares back up from under it.
Then it
Under
starts
the paper.
laughing.
And you pull the rest of it off, and then it is indeed an item that is familiar to you.
A what?
It is the mirror in the
Yeah.
parlor. Except that it seems to be quite damaged from its handling, and there are a bunch of cracks now across it. However, seems to be the same one.
You little scamp! If
What-
you want
what-
to test, I will start dragging it inside the
What the
Does
hell
it
is
start
this?
to smoke?
What the hell is this? Why is there a dig damn mirror?
Does it look like it will shatter
This is
if I
from,
were to miss it?
I say this is from, we found this in the Burgomasters.
Hold on.
So, and then it grew legs and then it walked
Yeah,
all the way
here,
over
yeah.
here?
No,
Hold on.
it was pilfered by something.
Doll took it here.
This is stolen goods. We have to return this to the Burgomaster.
But it doesn't want it.
This is stolen goods.
It doesn't want it.
This is
Why
not-
did the doll steal the mirror specifically?
Probably because I want it.
You wanted it. Why do you want this mirror?
Because there's a man in there.
It's not that I'm into
Sounds like a really long story, but
gosh.
no.
I like these out of context, out of context D&D codes.
There's someone in there who is reflecting upon his past actions.
But it belongs to the Burgomaster.
I'm not sure
belongs
if
to
I
the
prefer your previous mood or your happier
It
mood.
belonged to the Burgomaster's foreigner grandparent.
Wait, there's a man. There's a man.
Yeah.
Oh, how? Or
Why?
I lifted up
wait, so
with my 8th strength.
Yeah, you're fine. I mean, it is definitely heavy, and it's not something you could be in combat and carry.
Hey, careful with that, I will help
Yeah,
you.
but
So
it's definitely carry.
Hey, watch!
Alright, so you carry it up now, and you can feel it begin to sort of crack. And so it's definitely been damaged by mishandling.
Oh gods, oh gods, oh gods.
Yep, good job, Doc.
Ladies, I'm not cut out for this kind of work. Could be helping both this left hand side.
I guess
Because it will be really hard to explain to the Burgomaster how it got out of his storage.
if the holy word cracks the mirror, I am not held liable for its damage.
I helped Vanya and Esther.
Yeah.
Can we carry it such that it's flat on
Yeah.
this wooden panel
And
side?
then just set it on somewhere.
Okay.
Don't
But
drag this!
we're gonna have to hide it. There will be parishioners during the day.
We were already hiding a dead body, right? It was another...
Well,
Yeah,
this
but-
one isn't exactly covered.
So you want to bring it to the back room as well? where
With
the body is?
Annika? Huh, is that...
That's where you know it's that and Father Lucian's quarters. Those are the only like, three
Oh,
rooms
shit,
in this
now we can-
in this
Oh, we
church.
can go down to the bone area.
You want to suggest the mausoleum
I'd
of
rather
Saint
not
Angelo
bring
himself.
this fiend-touched mirror to the mausoleum.
Why is there?
But I will just
Why is
okay,
it
not
the
the.
thing? Is the thing inside the
It
fiend?
pinged on his
Yeah.
screen. grade.
Yeah, I mean,
It
so
pinged the screen.
is the
Like, did it ping last time?
I don't know if you scanned it last
You
time.
didn't scan. They didn't scan.
Oh, I didn't scan it last time.
Is it? Yeah, I guess. Is it? You don't. Okay.
Mission! Yeah, transform again, just in case something comes out.
Let's just put what?
I will instruct to move it to a more secluded part of the church.
In my armor.
So right now you only have several options. There are only how many rooms in this place?
Is there
It's the church. It's the preparatory room for
How big is the shed?
The shed? Oh, that's outside in the graveyard. You could, if you were all standing, you would be shoulder to shoulder inside of it.
Oh, it would
Quite tight.
It's quite tight.
Never mind.
in my armor, I start cooking breakfast.
Hey, so you said that it pinged.
Irina's already
which
there.
One, which exactly is
I just explained the situation.
Which one?
Like,
Which is
is
the
the
fiendish part?
fiendish?
Well, I was
enchantment
went to
in
the kitchen.
The mirror, or like the man inside the mirror?
We'll
is
call
the
out
one
to the
that's
kitchen.
Pinging that's fiendish.
Right. So you call out a question to
Yeah.
So you come in, you pop your head in to where
I'm helping Irina,
Irina-
cook breakfast.
Aw.
So sorry about the commotion, honey.
she says, "With you folk, I have learned to live with it." But,
She's
This is your life now.
apparently,
Fortunately for you.
but I believe that the alternative is not perfect.
Kamen Rider!
Then are you here? They are looking for you.
I'm
Kamen Rider!
I'm cooking breakfast with my wife.
Irina calls out. She says, "Do you wish to be undisturbed?"
It's been a long night, but what?
No, she asks you. She just puts a hand on your arm first. And she says, "Would you wish? I understand a feeling of exhaustion. Would you like to be left undisturbed for the meantime?"
5 minutes.
Kamen Rider daw
She
ka!
she walks out. She walks out of the kitchen area, which is a small place, and you can see that her sleeves are sort of rolled up, and she's wearing an apron. And she says,
I admire the sight for a second.
She says, the Kamen Rider is currently assisting me with something very important,
Oh.
which is feeding all of our heroes.
I see.
So if I could have perhaps 5 minutes of his time, I think this would
Sure,
be...
sure. I guess cutting cat radishes is really important. Just relay this question about regarding the fiendish ping was the mirror, or was it the man? It is a bit
You can see
concerning
her
that there's
beginning to-
this fiendish element is inside church. But I guess it is kind of important that cutting.
she,
I like my egg sunny side up.
Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
so she says, she comes in
Sunny side
now.
up!
Comes in now. She puts a hand on your shoulder. She says, it seems to be quite technical what they're asking you. However, they seem a little bit on edge. But if you do not wish to answer this,
I just say it is terrible. It is terrible to start the day in such levels of emotion. I refuse to work under such conditions when I have the opportunity to wind down a little bit.
okay. At this point, you can see that that Irina is.
But you are the best, honey.
Her eyebrows are sort of beginning to cock up, and then she walks out to the edge of the kitchen and she looks in either of your directions now. She says, now, let us compose ourselves a little bit better. The night has been rough, I understand, but perhaps we should set aside what divides us for the meantime, for the good of all. If it came in the night and you left it, I completely understand that why you wouldn't be concerned, but perhaps we should not let this affect our interpersonal relations. You feel her voice just begin to... You can sense that she's not really saying a lot, but it's more about how she's saying it, and you feel a supernatural effect now as she's speaking. Any of you can go ahead and make a charisma saving throw, or you can choose to fail it.
It feels calming. soothing, I will choose Sophia. I need this.
I will try and resist. Oh no, it's fine.
Okay. As she's speaking, much like one would for a small child or for an animal.
Oh, could I make an Arcana check? This is in my Archfey spell list.
Yeah, sure. You can tell that there's something definitely being cast now.
Can I also try?
I don't think you necessarily need to. You can see the workings of magic now beginning to work on you.
Oh, just the spell specific.
Okay.
Arcana. Oh shit. It's only an 11.
11. Okay. You just missed. You need a 12. But few breaths outwards, you let the magic work its toll on you. Work its magic on you. You feel the effects come in, and then clarity comes now. The heated emotions are now mute and distant, but they're still there. You still see them, you still feel them, you comprehend them, but they no longer affect you. They're distant from last night. And you feel a blanket, a comforting blanket, sort of wrap around you, insulating you from what's raging beyond. So everyone begins to sort of take a collective breath, and it exhales, and now you are clear. You don't feel the irritation. You don't feel the exhaustion of last night. You are well rested, and Irina says, "We have survived the night. I am cooking a lovely breakfast. If you need something solved, you can solve it together. I'm sure." He says, "Let's not work against each other here. Barovia will be your fall one way or another if we let it get to that." So, now, honey, perhaps you should help your friends, and I will finish this. I will finish the rest of this breakfast.
I've already separated the eggs.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Goes into the kitchen.
I will stretch like a fox in my human form. I will stretch like a fox in my human.
So there you
She's like
are. For the next minute at least, clarity. Your logic is clear, and your emotions do not cloud your judgment.
Okay, so I step out
Okay.
in armor.
Okay. Yeah.
Was it inside? Was the ping inside or the mirror itself?
That was married.
Ah,
The ping was the mirror itself, but
so not the.
it doesn't really say much if whatever's inside is fiendish in general.
I would like to start
It
investigating.
did drink his blood
The
though.
being inside.
The being inside.
The what? Whose blood?
Mine. Burn her.
I show the bird. As we found out last
Did
night.
I suppose I was awake the whole time. I
As
noticed
we
that
found out last night, it also drinks blood.
There's lots of things that are anemic in this.
So vampire bird.
Where's your dollar?
In any case,
And it looks better.
this is stolen goods though.
What
I
are we-
realized that the drawing, I already realized that the drawing wasn't referring to a tombstone but the mirror. But it kind of worries me that he put a jagged line through it.
When he offered you a piece, and the whole thing.
And you took the
Oh, he was asking if you wanted a piece of the mirror, the entire thing. Yeah, bit of miscommunication.
This is what happens when you don't use words to communicate.
The mirror looks like a tombstone.
It does. And I like that it was a mirror. It was the shape of the
What were
mirror,
we supposed
but
to
with
do
me
today?
in it, so it reflects. You know,
get back to the
Because I
Marikov, see if they
respond-
think something.
Oh yeah, so check on
but okay, I took nice.
what's her
I took
name?
the whole thing. I will.
Arabelle.
Arabelle. Yeah.
It's okay. You just went through your cousin trying to kill you. So I'm going to try to see if there was any part of the mirror that was already falling off or something.
Certainly, if you went in and plucked a piece off, you could, but so far it's intact.
I knock on the glass. Are you in there?
Oh,
You,
okay,
you
actually talking.
hear the crunch of the broken glass
I
that go
flinch.
against
Please,
each other.
please don't take it. Go away.
Is it on its back? Is it
Propped up.
propped up? How is it? How have you put it down?
I think we would have put it flat. That way, it would. It seems riskier to prop it up on the wall.
Okay, so you
Okay,
are
so like
you're
five.
standing. So does that mean that you're standing around it?
Right.
Okay, so the four of you. So So you bend.
Yeah, we're like
Or
Yeah.
around the edges of it.
You bend down and you sort of knock on the glass now, and just this black smoke just begins to sort of exit out of each of the cracks, just ooze out a little bit. It's very heavy smoke too, so it comes out and then pools downwards, exiting outwards, and
Well,
you hear there is just the because of the cracks of the mirror, there's no distinct image, but there's certainly this black smoke now, this cloud obscuring much of your view, and there is rather distant, and the voice itself seemingly under some sort of reverberation, definitely not coming out correctly. It speaks. Do you have a song?
I don't know, do we?
Wow. He looks friendly.
song?
Yeah.
All we see is a black mist.
I don't think we should be talking to black mists in mirrors. What is it? It is
If I say I did, what do you do for me?
He says, I would kill for you.
I wonder
do
if
we all hear that?
I wonder if you could kill the bakers.
How many would you kill for me?
He says, name the creature. Sing the song and name the creature.
If I wanted more than one creature, would you kill them all for me?
He says, do you have the magic to bind me?
One second as I reread the spell,
Magic to bind him.
I start vengeance, speed might call
We have
and
the song
real
to create,
your
but I don't know
murderous.
that.
Someone
So, yeah.
would appreciate real
Meta wise.
murderous.
Probably like binding or something.
Do you actually have something?
What is the is this a wise idea? What you've spoken to it
I mean,
before? What
Jaltrak
is he?
was reading through it. Have you asked, and do you actually have something?
I thought,
I feel like we're working off of only half the story if we have something to free him, but not to bind him.
I will.
Because once he frees it... Oh, sorry, I already said it out loud.
No. I will repeat the words, but only in his head.
Okay.
I cut it. Kasi, don't give that. Don't give that
But if
willingly.
you wanted to know what was going, if you wanted to know the song and what it was going to do, oh shit! He mentioned it was only the refrain. So it's not
No, there's
complete?
only one refrain.
There's only one refrain. Oh, I thought it was an incomplete thing. That would have probably been bad. Okay.
My problem is that if he goes out and kills on your command, what comes after?
I'm just gonna get a cup.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. What's
Mr. Mirror Man. If you go out and do your job, what comes after?
Then I am free.
What is he and why?
What
why
payment would it take for you to do the job?
Why is it that?
To kill, free me. Sing the song and free me.
And
Name
then-
the creature and I kill it.
So technically, the price is free.
Oh God, it's above. And after that, you wouldn't. After that,
Sarah, could you grab another creature?
after that, you leave the deal maker alone.
He says, I have nothing against you.
That's not really answering my question. But I suppose. That's
Well, that means he's not coming for you afterwards. And like that?
Sure.
I guide myself.
I suppose I'll try to make an inside check because.
Sure.
Yeah, that's not gonna be much.
3.
Sarah's picking.
7.
Worse.
Okay.
I make about.
It seems rather, it seems rather straightforward. It has been bound, and then you speak the word to free, and that is all the price that it needs. And it will go out and kill, and then you go on your separate ways. It seems to be the implication.
I am kind of now a little worried because. No. This is adult. No, this is sorry. Clear thoughts. Tried to kill an adventurer wizard, got trapped in the mirror. If I try to put it up against the hag,
Oh, I mean, an archwizard.
Yeah, maybe you should be clear about what kind of creature you want killed.
I will say
If you want to.
if I wanted to kill a powerful hag? Is it something you can do?
He says, I will not know until I try.
Wow.
I like his work ethic.
Yeah. Pretty good.
This is like job interview.
Magic mirror on the wall.
Ooh.
Does it have any reactions?
The cracks from which the black smoke are oozing turn iron hot red, and the smoke retracts in. And then now you can see in clarity, though the image is cracked, the man completely in black.
What does he look like?
He is a man. He's a bit of an older man in completely black leathers.
Human? Can you see his face?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. He seems pretty human, though his humanoid. His facial features are sort of shrouded in shadow, but you can clearly, distinctly see. You can see a beard and a goatee and a mustache. You can see deep black eyes, now completely black with one pinpricks of red, just for the pupils, and then he just waits for you to recite the rest.
I message you. This is. Are you sure you want to be making such deals with dark powers?
I have nothing else at the moment except probably.
At the moment, but in the future.
Well,
I say,
you can step back if you want.
It's not about stepping back. It might, if it affects us in the long run, or it just kills you in the long run.
I touch Banyo gently on the shoulder. I say, what if someone else knows about Infraid and chants it to him to kill us? Will it override your command?
From what I know of contracts, considering I've made some myself, do they work that way?
They would have
There
to.
are contacts of that.
They would have to bind him again, because that seems to be the way this works.
They have to.
He was bound, and now he's sort of bound to the spell that put him in there in the first place.
So
And then
they
when the
have
word
to-
is spoken, he's at your command for that particular death. If I suppose,
Oh,
I
after
mean,
that
it's,
he's free.
after that he's free. If somebody wanted to force him to do something else, that would be up to them to try and do. But it's no different than somebody commanding you
how
to
do
do something.
how do we know this is, I don't know, Strahd, Slappy or something? It looks very shady. I don't know. This is,
Oh, we can
I
ask
have-
him to go after Vassal.
mm-hmm.
We can ask him to go after Vassal. And then he gets turned against us because of Vassal's mental powers.
That
So he's
is
Vassal is a valid target.
What?
Wrestling book?
Valid target. I mean, as long as you can name the
Yeah.
creature, you can send him after him.
Well, I think Banyo's concerned with the kids, I guess. That's why he wants
No,
to hats.
the other
He wants to
hag.
kill- Yeah. Oh, okay.
Do we know about that? Do we know about the other hag?
Nah, this is the first time we would have heard the name
No, the Tuesday chase as well.
from me.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, but
You do know that, I mean, I did mention when you were talking with the party with Erwin,
Yeah.
that I am screwed if I go back home without something.
well, Calvin just voiced it out as a concern, but it's like, are you sure you want to do this? Just like that. She's not really stopping you. It's just.
That's
"Are you sure
my
about this?"
same sentiment.
Yeah.
But the delivery is much more gentle. Are you sure you want to do this?
Uh-huh.
if he comes back, he better not. I don't know what he is, but
Can I
I
say,
don't like this idea. Is he?
should you fail, should
will
you
this
fail,
endanger us?
you never seek me out.
I will only fail if I die.
That means it's bound until he's gone?
Could be a
That's
regular.
what it means?
He'll kill it or it kills him.
Yeah, it's either. So because he's bound
I mean, I'm
to
pitting
try
him against a
until-
creature that's pretty fucking wily. So,
He will certainly try.
either you kill it, or you kill yourself before it can do anything else.
Right, he says, you're asking me to self-terminate.
Not something you can do?
That is not part of the magics that bind me.
And we don't know his name anyway, so
Yeah.
he's not beholden other than that magic.
Other than just try to.
Purely within the grounds of that one magic.
There's just that target that
I'm
he needs
definitely
to
not
do
putting
then.
him against Strahd.
Vasily or Gan.
Twist. Calien! Whoa!
Oh my god, I'm so ready to play this. This Lenob, I really want to play that.
Yeah, I tried to roll a wisdom save for the 2.
Okay, alright.
What is this?
No, he's trying to decide if Vanya's going to give in to his urges.
Yeah, I tried to roll a wisdom save.
Hmm.
I failed. Summon forth your shade.
Okay, so the seal, the cracks begin to sort of seal up now.
Cast resistance.
Okay.
I step
Rise
away
our and seed my call and reel your murderers.
20 feet,
Okay.
30 feet away,
Alright.
watching from afar.
Damn it,
Now, it did say that it has to be sung, so go ahead and make a performance check.
Oh.
I have resistance, so I can't guide you. It's called concentration.
For some reason, I go between the people.
For some reason. Alam mo naman yun, it's not...
Oh! Can I use my inspiration?
You're
That's
such a
pretty
terrible
bad.
singer.
Oh my god, Barry, make it.
I'm full of emotion, guys!
That was pretty bad.
Wait. No, not so
That's
much.
not that's better than a 1. Let's perform that.
Does anyone not have inspiration right now other than you?
I have inspiration.
From the previous night.
9.
9.
9.
Okay, alright.
9!
So the cracks in the mirror just seal up now. And now you can see that he's on the ground, but he reaches out upwards, and his fingers reach the mirror. And he holds onto the sides and begins to pull himself up out of the mirror.
I quickly look around as Father Lucian. Are the
Father Lucian
civilians...
is not in this particular room, but you can see Von Richten, who was on the other side, basically laying out his tools, beginning to pack up for the day.
And he gets freaked the fuck out.
He's looking. He's just looking cautiously in your direction. You can see him beginning to reach, perhaps for something, perhaps a weapon or a focus of some sort in his back. But it's very slowly. He's very slowly. Not just waiting to see things
He's
play
not
out.
burning from the...
Yeah, actually.
No. He is constantly exuding smoke. Some of that might be indeed the effect of the tree. Yeah. So
Probably a vampire.
now he floats off of it. The lower half of him, much like a djinn, perhaps, just smoke. It's just smoke. He has no lower half, basically, as he stands down in front of you, and his eyes are just completely red now. He stretches out his arms, and there is unnaturally loud cracking noise from bone.
Oh god.
I got it.
And as he inhales once, and then he looks down at you and says, "Name the creature."
Anti-pitch.
Who the hell is that?
Okay, so
Would I?
that's very possible. Go ahead and make a
Hey, your
history,
friends released
history or arcana, whichever you like.
I'll take history. I will... Can I remove my resistance and do a guidance?
Yes.
Why are you killing your own relative?
I don't know anything about Faye.
And it's
It's okay, you just hit your mother and your cousin.
Net one.
Fuck!
oh,
I
The
wanna
name niggles at the back of your mind. This is like,
Might have...
is this someone I know? Is this someone so
Though does the auntie thing
register on me?
register as a Aggie thing?
I suppose it could be a conclusion that you come to, given that he's Faye.
hey.
So you say Auntie Bitch Eater, and then he inhales once, his eyes close, and he looks down upon you.
I don't
It is not on this plane.
Oh,
He says, which plane does it
I'm just
reside
listening.
in?
Can I name... Do I know where she resides exactly? In Calais.
Feywilds,
Well, the last time you guys spoke, she had broken into the prime material
Thanks to us. But yeah, she's
Martha
technically...
specifically.
I will say
Wait,
my home plane.
Okay, he says, and he begins to sort of phase out, sort of as if you were seeing him through static now. Just his appearance begins to fade out, and then he solidifies once more. And he says, "This is a plane I cannot travel."
Damn. I was hoping you could take me home with you, but
I have every intentions of coming back to my plane. What if you simply came with me until then?
It looks down at you in consideration. Its sheath is its blades. Crosses its arms and says, "The contract is bound, and the method is clear."
But the time was vague. The timing of the request was
The
vague.
time is indefinite, I'm thinking.
He says,
This is why you always read your contracts, guys.
fine print.
"Take a shard of the mirror. I will reside within it until I am capable of traveling to a mountain.
Alright. I will bend down.
Ask nothing else from me."
Ask nothing else from him.
You have been abusing it quite a bit.
I'll say, as I take down and break off a piece of a mirror that's small enough so that
You have to re-break it because it has reformed, actually. It's not straight. It's now completely fixed.
You're pretty handy with the dagger.
Like you're done.
Right, so you... And another one on the other side. Two web lines. And where they sort of intersect, you wedge your dagger in. Plink! And it says, until I am capable of traveling to a Marthan, and until I am dead or this anti-pitch ether is dead, the contract is bound in the And it begins to sieve back into the shard now that you're not holding it. And the glass, rather than becoming reflective, is now just onyx, just clear black onyx.
Now it has something against you.
Okay. I am up like what do you call this? Based on what it looked like, does it look like a djinn?
Somewhat.
Oh, did it say what happens if he dies?
Made a contract.
What? So
And the contract is
it's only
fixed.
delayed primarily because it cannot plane shift out of here.
Yeah.
Alright.
that sucks for him.
So now I know how to deal with Auntie. Now I just have to make sure that I can deal with this guy better.
Who's Auntie Bitch Eater?
I will put the
She a hag from Marplane?
Yeah. Very familiar with
What?
that.
Another one of those old ladies?
Yeah. Really old.
Is it
Really strong.
like the ones on the window?
Right? Exactly.
Exactly like them.
How do we
Our
know?
aunties higher on the hierarchy than mothers. They're kind of on the same level.
Auntie and mother? Yeah. Mama, yeah.
They're higher.
How do we?
There is no mother. It's just auntie.
Oh, just auntie.
So what's Morgantha?
Because I mean, Morgantha is a mom.
Morgantha is actually the mom of those.
Oh,
The real actual mom of those actors.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have her milk.
But then is the thing actually strong enough to take on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, what
the
is
man
he?
said he will try to. Yeah, can I try to? The whole time I was talking with them, could I have tried to identify? Could I try to identify?
I mean, we don't know the power level of.
I mean,
I'll let you go ahead and make an insight check if you want.
You might just be.
you are not working for me. Cat's dead. That's just a +2, so that's just a 7.
Certainly a mysterious power.
It's very mysterious.
I mean, he might not be completely useless. There might be a reason, at least, that he was just not outright killed by the wizard.
Yeah, maybe
That's true.
wizard
He
was
has to be
trying to
trapped.
use
Yeah, he
it.
had to be trapped, or he was trapped and bound to this sort of contract here. So
Or maybe there was a purpose for it, rather than necessity.
I mean, he was sent to kill an arch-wizard, and arch-wizard lost hope here. That's...
And there's still politics.
Yeah, that's true. Might have been sent by Lady Vacta or something.
Well, are
Did
we?
Von Bricken show me the page where the song was indicated in the journal?
sure, yeah. You want to go over it again?
I would like to go over it again just to make sure. I mean, I've already made a contract, but I would make sure to try to go over it because after I do that, I will destroy it.
Okay.
I go to
investigation check.
I go to Von Richten.
Yeah, so Von Richten sees that things are contained. You see that he was sort of handling a silver stake now, but he just puts it back out.
I ask him, Von Richten, do you know of any place in some river valley with manor, with dragon-like iconography?
Kind of like Arcanaughty.
I know. What did he? 9? So he's 9. I'm the 6.
Just gonna make a history check.
I guide him.
You got it.
I rolled a 19.
12, 13,
That's a
14,
good 9.
My total score. Again!
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. He says,
Hey!
Dragon.
I did not
I
tell them we're going to
I have not been, but I have heard tell of a great dragon statue.
Ah!
Great
Oh, yeah.
stone
Great.
dragon.
Great stone dragon, yes.
That is pretty
Great
intense.
stone dragon!
Have you awakened?
Have I mentioned I was the great stone dragon?
Okay,
yeah.
that's never gonna, you know yung forever stuff.
Stony.
When they go to the mansion, it's that.
He says it's
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
it's southwest from here.
Southwest.
I've not been myself, as
You trespassing in my mansion.
What's so special? Do you know anything about it? Who used to own it, or if any significant events might have happened in there?
Eddie Murphy.
from what little I've been able to extract from the history of this land, I'm under the impression that it was the last resistance of this valley before it fell under the rule of the Vanzareviches.
The Strahds.
This is Strahd's family.
Okay.
So it was like the last bastion of resistance prior to falling.
For the King Baro.
Basically the last people that probably the last area to be conquered before this land officially became Barovia.
And that's King Barov's reign?
Yes.
Because King Barov is Strahd's father? Well,
Barov von
according
Strahd.
to the Vistani.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you for that. I will keep that in mind. Southwest. Where, I suppose I shouldn't ask where you're going, but thanks for all your help.
He says, certainly, I wish that I could have been more of help from last night, but from my experience, these things, there's nothing that I can do to assist you to deal with these things.
That's right.
Emotional bullying is not my forte.
Emotional what?
It's not emotional bullying. It's
Oh.
not my forte.
But you've been doing
I'm an
yourself.
expert, don't worry.
So,
Say hi to Darkon for me, I guess.
says, will you be traveling out tonight?
There's a good chance. We're just waiting for some news on intel.
I will begin to gather supplies for my journey. I will leave with the dawn tomorrow morning.
I see. Right.
Before he goes, I'd like to ask, apart from the song that you found, did you find anything about how he was found?
Phil,
I did not mean to write.
he says a few things. Primarily perhaps the magic that has bound him specifically. Is there anything that you needed to know?
Just in case. Call it contingency. And then I will hold out the journal again. The part with the magic that makes him that imbibes him is torn off. I haven't destroyed it yet, but I'd like for him to point out the part specifically where that the binding is indicated.
Right.
I would
So
decide.
you read over it together, and from the description of the spellcraft that seems to go into this ability, you can see that he has very specifically been bound for a singular reason, because he was bound to kill in that moment when that was all that formed part of the spellcraft that has bound him there. Because of that, when he is freed, he has to kill. So he can be directed in that towards a creature.
So it's just kind of like redirecting.
Mm-hmm. yes.
Because it sounds like Roman was trying to keep him for the purpose of using him again.
It doesn't seem to indicate that.
Oh.
However, you do note sort of an interesting clause, I suppose, in the spell work that binds him. If the creature is being blocked from finishing its goals, then it must thus kill the creature that is blocking it. So if you gather that if you tell him that somebody is preventing him from killing the pitch eater, then he will kill that person first.
What if something's blocking?
If somebody's
something's getting in the way of
getting in the
his-
way, he'll slay that first.
I'm thinking maybe I keep this in my pocket. Alright.
I would like.
Interesting.
I am.
Scott's keeping him from killing anti-pitch eater, but it's likely gonna die before.
Yeah, I'm not going to sick him now. You keep your trump cards at last.
I am proficient in calligrapher's
I pay him
tools.
at the
I'm just checking XG if there's some way to like discern from his handwriting any sort of intent from it.
Which one? Whose handwriting? Roman.
Journal.
Intent for what?
When he was writing, basically when he was writing that entry on the incident report, using my calligrapher's tools proficiency, would I be able to tell what he might have been feeling at the time he was writing that? Like,
Okay,
Like handwriting
maybe
analysis.
any jitter on?
Alright, you can go and make a wisdom
I,
base.
I will ask Vanya first.
Oh yeah?
I might be able to read into some intent on the writer's part based on the script used.
I don't even say anything. I just hold out the journal.
Alright.
You can go and make a wisdom based proficiency.
Guide yourself.
You can do it, pardon.
Wow. You're so
It's-
rare.
I know.
When
I only have 3 of these until the next long rest.
It benefits him, you know. 10, 11 plus 13. Oh, wisdom, right? Sorry. Oh, that's a 4. 10, 14, 15, 17.
You can't gather specifics definitely, but there is some emotion that is expressed through how deeply engraved how disappears the page, how dark are the ink blots for the eyes, how long he's pressed the quill to the paper, and so you gather that there is definitely a little bit of anger there.
So, it seems to me like his binding into that mirror was more emotionally charged than purposeful than for any active purpose.
Makes me wonder.
So maybe he's strong enough to piss off an archmage to be on the defensive and bind him into a mirror. Like rather than having the archmage actively put him in there for later use, it seems more likely that he was placed there out of anger.
Like, how dare you?
So it was more
He
of
was
an
clearly
it was
bored.
emotionally charged rather than purposeful.
Did he look like an adventurer?
Barovian?
I mean, he's definitely foreign dressed,
Right.
but he is definitely not humanoid.
Can I try to identify what kind of... have I already tried that? I can't recall.
I think you have.
Okay. I remember saying that maybe someone else in Barovia could... Did Van Richten see him?
No, Van Richten has not seen him. I mean, other than just now.
I will ask him then if he probably has any idea what he is. What my new friend is.
You go through the various lists of things that he's encountered, but none really fits the bill. This doesn't seem like something that Van Richten has experienced yet.
So that means it's not something he's trying to slay. Okay. Someone else is preventing him. The clause, it only mentioned if someone else is preventing him. Didn't mention how many someones that could be.
But you were warned by the creature. Don't ask anything else of me. So that's on you. How sneaky you want to be, or trying to
How much I wanna
word
push this.
how much you are pushing the the word of the law
Yeah.
versus the intent of the
Yeah.
bindings, and
Okay.
how much he's going to obey from all of that.
Alright. Well, I'm about to put him against potentially two incredibly strong beings. He will just be my one
And when you did ask him, would you come back to slay me? He said, I have nothing against you. Was his answer.
So that means they could possibly have something against me.
If by the end of all of this he does, then it's
Yeah.
very possible.
If he finds out that you're abusing the contract, then he has something against you.
I'm not that much of an opportunist. Oh, I did. Oh, if I were to take out the mirror and look at myself in it, can I see it?
No, it's black. But
It
you can see
became
your reflection
onyx.
in the black.
Oh, even my shard is black.
No, the mirror stayed the same. It's the shard that's on it.
Oh.
It turned black when he put
Check
it,
it out.
when he went inside.
Oh, okay. But I can see my reflection in it.
Like against, like any shiny object. It's glossy.
Like,
Yeah.
like a black mirror. Alright. I will.
It's a symbolism, isn't it? That shard. Something.
Okay.
Anyway.
Great. That's one objective of mine.
What are we
Okay.
doing for the day? Or
We're going for the market to see if they find anything from the...
Now I will smell breakfast.
Okay, excellent. You all collectively have breakfast. Von Richten shoves off a little earlier than you. He reports that he's going to go buy supplies for.
During breakfast, I will start writing homework again for the children.
Okay, yeah. Shori, without having to be told or called, he's already at your side, so waiting for his.
We should be almost ready to read more complex sentences.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Anti-disestablishment coverage.
Jalthrak leaves the church. You guys, I'll say now that by now, it's been a good chunk of this morning. I'll say 8:30. Where are you guys headed?
Tavern.
Marty Forest? Or
Tavern.
Okay.
Blue water in.
Okay. The day is anew.
So
Down.
bright and sunny.
Yes.
I
The
feel
overcast.
more hopeful
Like-
than the
like it just
bare
finished
bones I
raining.
told you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Morning.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning.
Petticoat.
Yeah.
It's been 5 days here, and this is the sunniest it's ever been.
You can feel, I suppose, the wear of. It's like being underground for too long. The inability to see the sun, its effect on you is intangible, and it is not something you can necessarily pinpoint, but you can feel it just sort of beginning to weigh you down somewhat, making you realize what it is to be a surfacer.
Lack of vitamin D does affect dopamine regeneration.
I think I'm getting paler.
Everyone looks pasty except us.
Largely, yes.
I'm
Uh,
yeah.
Pasty white.
Okay.
Same.
You head to the tavern, Blue Water Inn, and
The same regulars in here, or anybody new?
you arrive. As you're arriving, you can see in the distance walking are the Stani.
Oh, they're done.
They just
Party's over.
They just left. They had you see them just left.
8:30 in the morning.
You see them sort of turn the corner. It's actually exactly the same time that you guys arrived
Oh, okay.
last time.
The party.
Yeah. So
I don't
you,
look at the Stani girl. I forgot her name.
Masilda.
Masilda.
You forgot her name already. How dare you?
Okay, so you can see that
There's a one time.
you can see that Danica and Brom are cleaning up the mess that the Stani made.
I
They're
give them
putting
a
tables
treat.
back in order. So yeah, so they wave at you. Erwin is behind the bar. He serves up some ale to those that are currently at the table. Those whose shift. Some guards from the night shift that have come in to stand negotiations. Passive perception, Segi
14.
and Vanya. The two of you, as you pass them,
Also
you,
14.
two of you as you pass them, you can hear that there was a rumor. There was something that was moving about in the night last night. They're not entirely sure what it was. They were led on some chases through side streets.
Who was this?
Guardsmen. They're not even entirely sure if there was anything, but they could swear they saw a child in the mist, running just in the distance away from them.
That doll of yours
That's very interesting.
should take a good look at itself.
There are many things in the night, you know.
Beware the night,
There's a
guys.
reason why you don't go out at night, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they are appropriately.
Where did we stow the rest of that mirror?
It's just at
The altar?
well, I suspect you moved it into the back
back.
room.
Yeah, it's useless. It's just a broken
Yeah, but the
mirror.
guards see it there.
Yeah, yeah.
Suddenly we implicated Father Lucian.
Yeah.
Wait.
We should just hide it because it's from the.
Let's stow it in the
banner.
mausoleum. You know, that's the
Yeah,
safest
yeah.
place to stow
We can.
goods.
I mean, at least the. What's his name is already
Yeah, he
in
doesn't
your
have it.
in your.
When you
shard,
ask to store it in the mausoleum, Father Lucian reads the Bible. He says, "This is absolutely necessary.
Oh, sorry,
The
sorry.
mausoleum is
Yeah, yeah.
It's sacred, sacred.
Can we just store? I will ask if there is any other spare cloth he can have, so I can wrap it up and store it in the ship.
It's very obviously a mirror.
He can certainly lend you. He can certainly give you an amount of cloth, canvas.
We're not
perhaps,
thieves, Father Lucian. This was brought to us.
I understand many mysterious things have occurred in the night.
Can I make
He's
an inside
sitting
check
in
if
his
he
shirt.
believes me?
He's just looking. He's just turning the other cheek.
I got myself.
Because
Oh, thanks, Kilo. 12 plus 16?
16, okay. He's not an expert liar or anything. So you can tell that he's not entirely convinced that this is completely innocent. However, he knows that your intentions are good, and so he just doesn't want trouble. is what's
Yeah, just
happening.
put it in the shed so that it's not. It's away from. I'm assuming it's not.
I mean, if you ladies can help me break this thing, that'd be
No,
awesome.
it's stolen goods.
Then
Alright,
just
so
put it
you-
in the shed.
We'll
wrap-
have, we'll have someone bring it back at some point.
Alright. I mean, rumors of the child in the mist.
So you wrap it in canvas and store it in the shed.
Yes.
Okay, in the tool shed where he keeps the grave digging tools.
And because it has been suggested that we bring it back, I will say, alright. I think that's
Probably not
something
today.
you should say.
Well, anyway, that was in the past.
Clean
was
up
in the
your
past.
mess.
Now you're
Sure.
in the Blue Water Inn, and yeah, and they are talking about children in the mist and ghost walkers or some other form of they're speculating wildly about what they saw last night.
Just like,
I wonder if I can cast message to myself so I can convince myself I couldn't hear it.
So you arrive. I don't know where you can take a seat. I mean, you still have rooms upstairs. I don't know what you're doing.
Alright.
I take a spot at the
Bar.
bar.
As me too. Are we
Okay, you all
gonna
sit at the bar.
look for
if any
Erwin?
of the Marticas are
Is-
available for talk, I'll
Is
chat them
Miss-
out.
I'm still on duty. I can't drink.
It's Mr.
Is
it's
Mr.
Erwin.
Martica? Has Erwin?
Shut up.
Does Erwin have an update on our request?
So Erwin finishes serving alcohol to the guardsmen, who are obviously drinking to try and shake their harrowing experience last night.
I would like to sort of look interested in that, and then I'll say, someone who traveled through the woods did hear children when I tried to climb up the trees. Never do that.
They look shocked. You were in the woods. It seems to be the
I nod
implication.
solemnly. Like, kids in the mist, not impossible.
So, are you actively trying to implant some fear or paranoia in them, or is this something you just say in passing?
Do I want to raise their guard, or do I?
Don't mind him.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
just in
alright.
passing.
Alright. One of them believes you. Says, "See, there are kids in the mist. There's children, but the babies." And then you say, "Don't mind him," and then he says, "Come, just drink. Don't listen. Block everything out. Here." They down it, put it down. Erwin, another. And so another gets poured out, and Erwin comes and attends to you. Alright, yeah, so he's cleaning out, he washes and he's now cleaning out the tankards had been used from the previous drink from them. He says, have you had breakfast?
Yes, we
I
have.
can supply you for. Do you drink in the morning? Perhaps I can.
I'm on
Yes,
duty, I
please.
don't drink.
1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, very well. Wine, ale, ale. He goes into the back. He takes the tap and serves alcohol.
I will ask which he has more of.
Ale.
Alright.
Well, people drink wine here as well.
I mean,
This was not the case about 3 days ago, but I begin to dip into my reserves.
oh,
Hindi
you,
pa wala yung subig na?
No, my supply is delayed severely.
How many months has it been?
Where is Wizards of One's around? Is it south of it? South of it?
Oh, it's west.
Oh, west.
Westward.
And that's where he gets his supplies, right?
your
So
wine is all reserved?
I've not. Yes, I have a reserve in case I run out, in case deliveries are delayed. However, something must have happened. I have not received my last reserves in quite some time.
That's
My last delivery in quite some
That's
time.
southwest.
Yes, it's a little bit worrying.
I'll have whichever is the most plentiful. I don't
Yeah,
want to get
same.
into your reserves.
Sure.
Ale.
Ale.
So he provides for you. He says, "Now, I suspect that you, though I would like to believe so, I suspect that you did not come simply for the pleasure of my company. How may I
No
help?
offense meant.
Do you have a bird's eye view of any sort of children that might have been running amok in the surrounding areas? Perhaps in a 15-kilometer radius.
He says, if you will excuse me. He says, and he turns around, goes into his back.
He gonna talk to the
He
raven.
disappears for a while.
Oh.
You have a few minutes to yourself. He comes back in about 10 minutes, 5
I
10
will
minutes.
listen for more rumors.
So he comes back after about 10 minutes or so. He says, bad news, my friends. I have not seen much here. We have not seen much here.
Damn, okay.
But perhaps we can increase your... you said that he lowers his voice by a lot. Said he's sort of eyeing the guards first, just to make sure that they're deeply engaged in
I
the
just cast
conversation.
message instead. You can tell me.
You said that you require this little girl for something against Strahd.
Yeah, she is a card of Madame Evil's.
I am willing to extend a little bit more assistance to you. So if you can give me any sort of lead, how may I assist you? Through just what the birds can see, what the ravens can see, I have not found anything. But if you can point me in a direction, perhaps we can think, we can work a little more in detail.
I share that to the party. And I say, I hate to say this, but if we don't go anywhere, we might be stuck here for another day. But on one hand, we can go in and we can investigate for a direction. We can still be productive.
I suppose we can daytime. I guess we can look in the woods during daytime.
Or we can be a little bit more productive and find out what happened in the western side.
Western side.
Western
Just
side.
split the tasks.
Not
What's
necessarily.
western side?
The western side will be where the winery is, and that's where the deliveries are coming from. If something happened to the delivery, and if something happened to the delivery and we manage to solve that case, we'll be in better position with the Marty cops. I would hope. And if during that time, perhaps if Erwin is willing to extend, or maybe we can have an exchange if he's willing to extend the area, find that. While in the meantime, so we're productive, we can go out west, or we can go in the opposite direction of where the birds would be going, so that the scope would be smaller.
To look for.
You're whispering amongst yourselves?
Yeah.
Is it very actively something that you not want Erwin to... Because he stands a respectful distance unless you're sharing information.
Was it message passing or just whispering?
I would be comfortable with that thing.
Yeah, it would be a little too much to like.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're whispering amongst yourselves, but he's... Unless you're making it clear that he's okay to listen in.
Yeah.
He's definitely.
I don't particularly mind.
Okay. Alright, so he's just sitting there. He's just sitting there amongst your huddled group then, as you're sort of whispering to each other, and then
I say,
he
yes,
says, "The girl. Where was the last place that you knew?"
Sorry, the Arabelle? The girl?
He was
Virgo Master's Manor.
Just a question. I think we were specific that it's like in a certain radius, right?
yeah,
15
15 kilometers.
radius.
Yeah.
But the last.
15.
Yeah. Von Richten did identify where in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
the direction.
Yeah, like,
But he said
because-
that within that area, he has not seen anything.
So he
Nothing.
still needs more leads. Better than we are.
Yeah,
right?
because
Okay.
so he did like sort of a wide sweep and didn't find anything. And he said if you can like pinpoint
Okay,
the
so
direction.
wide sweep, so maybe if we could give a specific,
Yeah.
and maybe they can hone in,
Yeah.
but we don't.
Well,
So-
he already said about probably a mad woman with her or something, right?
Yeah.
So he asks now, where was the last known location of the person?
I suppose we can give the report.
Yeah, that they was initially found in the Burgomaster's Manor, which the raid was already told us too. But the
Yes,
reason
I
why
knew
we
this
needed the 15-kilometer radius is because there was a
Teleport
teleportation
mishap.
circle inside the manor that sent her out in random.
He looks in deep consternation, and then you can see his eyes just move from left to right. You can see him picking up all the possibilities and all, and what access he has to his own resources. And then he says, "How important is the girl?"
Important enough against the fight against the devil.
Well, if we want to
I would like
assist
to-
Do you,
the
he turns to you. He says, "Do you truly believe that finding the girl will be a significant blow against the devil?
Sorry.
Do you believe that finding the girl will
What?
be a significant blow against
Yeah.
in the fight against the devil?
I mean, what is the card related to the girl again?
Knowledge.
knowledge.
And
Know
she
know
has
thy
knowledge.
enemy.
Know thy enemy.
Knowledge of the enemy,
I
history.
Yes, I do believe we agreed to this as a group. But yeah, that will be helpful. Fighting with.
Takes a deep breath. The teleportation circle, is it active?
Is
No longer. I believe.
Can it be active?
We need to speak to the kid again.
join us? No?
Yeah.
Food?
No, it's okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
We need to talk to the kid again.
The person who activated and created the teleportation circle is the Burgomaster's son.
Probably grounded already.
He was caught by his followers.
Oh?
Yeah, he was there.
Or the
So he says, if I may ask, is there a reason perhaps that you had not gone through the circle to go to
Because
find
it's
her?
unstable. And it's killed people already.
I see. Yeah, he visibly gulps a little bit uncomfortable. But you can see him just close his eyes and take a deep breath, and he resolves himself and he says, if it is absolutely necessary, perhaps I could send one of my ravens through. He says. And perhaps when it arrives at the other side, it will be able to call the others, and I will be able to find out where it leads.
it's an idea, but we have to go back inside the manor. We have to get access again.
I'm
Sure. I mean,
I have
He's
a-
fairly ingrediated a bit of her.
again, it's approachable.
I can
Not to me.
speak with the burgomaster, see if we can
Yeah.
ask him to.
Yeah. We,
But the kid will likely ask to take him to
he,
go
he
with.
wants to escape.
I do not know these other extenuating circumstances. I just can only offer what I have. If you do not wish to go through the circle and you wish to know where it leads, I can send one of my ravens through.
It's an option.
But I do not have the means to activate it. And this is only on the table for you if you wish to do it. But if you do not wish, I can continue to search.
I think it's almost direct.
It's a yeah. I think that's an idea. It's a good
Alright.
I'm down for that.
So,
We have no lead. We have no other leads.
Yep.
All right. How will you smuggle a raven into the house of the
I open my pack with doll inside.
How do you intend to activate it if you do not have the means to?
We can retrieve Victor.
You will be entering it?
Yes.
Then perhaps I can smuggle it in your person. So, he says, when would you like to do this?
Now, as soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
Times
Nothing
times
else to do.
15.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you guys think?
I don't have a hobby, so.
Sure. I have no plans to be.
My plans have been conclusive so far.
Okay. Very well. I must meet with my family. If you are ready and willing, meet me in the back in 15 minutes. And then you can see that his face is very grim now. And then he calls out for Danica and Brahmin to attend to him.
I hope
And
it's
then
not
he leaves.
implying that one of his family members will be going to the circle.
So he leaves you to your own devices, and they sort of meet behind the bar in back. Right. You are free to your own devices for the next 15 minutes, or we can skip straight to 15 minutes later, out back.
I just want to note one thing. Is there anybody talking about any pastries?
Not immediately here in your vicinity, no.
And there are no because it's in the morning, there are no longer any Mistani around.
Mm.
And the old lady visits at night.
Yeah, that's true. Alright. But if I don't hear anything, can I observe if there's anybody who looks sickly or anyone out of place, just not ruddy from drink or something?
Just a brief glance around. It's fairly early in the morning. It's not particularly packed. So just from the people that are here, no.
15
No.
minutes.
Alright. Okay.
Come in, get out.
Okay.
Get in, shank, get out.
Alright.
I didn't know what you were up to.
It's fine.
Okay.
I'm good.
So we skip to 15 minutes
Sure,
later
sure, it's
outside
fine.
the back. Correct.
It's fine.
What was it?
No. Just
Steam is kind of short. Doesn't the last
Are
You can just say.
Oh,
I'm
thanks, bro.
constipated.
Saints. How about you?
I'm not a good liar.
I don't know if
Constipated.
it's trying to make me feel better about helping me, but I feel better than it helped me.
The mirror, how are you feeling about all this?
It's done.
So 15 minutes later, you're out in the back.
Time is finished. I can try this.
You can see that the ravens are all in the very same alleyway, actually, that Galleon and Eswell were at the time. As the ravens just line the rooftops, just sort of looking down on the alleyway where you were designated to meet. Erwin eventually comes out, and he has a raven on his arm. It's fairly large.
Oh my
he
God.
walks up, and then he says, "Which one of you shall carry her?
Carry
Which one of you shall carry her?"
her.
Oh, it's a girl.
With all due respect,
Galleon is the best with the animals here.
Sure.
may we
Does she
know
have a
if
name?
Yeah, does it have a name?
He says, "No, not for now."
Not for now.
You know this Danica?
Is the entire family here?
No, just him.
Just, okay, it's the alleyway.
I'm worried it's one of his.
I
I
like how
know.
Erwin.
Is it Danica?
I will tell Erwin. Erwin,
You can be.
is this an actual raven or is this a marticle?
He says, "I don't believe that our secrets are any of your concern for the meantime."
I'm just concerned that if you said and that if this is one of yours, and if the raven flies through the portal and gets disintegrated, because it's a risky thing. This kid
You
is
wouldn't
not.
push it on us, you wouldn't push it on any of you.
This kid is not very well. This kid is self-taught, but very wildly
Talented.
untrained.
Yeah.
He says, "No true raven would survive such a thing as you speak.
Know what?
No true raven would survive such a thing as you speak."
Shit.
He says, if you're truly serious about finding the girl, as I asked you the first time, and if you truly believe that it is an act against Strahd to do, then we should push for it as much as we are able. And this is how we are able.
And it's a raven bigger than among the other.
It's a quite hefty one.
Oh.
You're the one with strength.
Do you have to really like a real Martica? I look at the party.
I'm not comfortable with, but if you guys want to go through with it.
Shit.
I've always been vocal and against this, utilizing this kid's talents.
I just lost her.
Hmm?
And then I saw them dead again. And then, you know what? Just as an option, but I
He
think
says-
we really need to really need the girl. Why not just put me into the portal? You know, first.
But
I
the
think
purpose
the
of the
point
raven was
was-
that
So that
they could
Raven could
see.
recall other ravens.
Well,
That
just to see
was
if it's
his
safe.
offer.
If it's safe.
So
If-
you go in first.
Yeah, I'll go in first.
How long does the thing stay active?
Teleportation circles?
You would know. It's in your spells.
Would I? Can I?
Because you identified it already before,
I
right?
did.
You know just long enough to walk through, and then it closes shortly after. It's
But
sort of
if
like a tree. It's sort of like a tree stride circle.
Oh, 6 second thing. It's kind of scary.
if 6 seconds?
Just long enough for you to walk through.
So it's not very long.
If I were to dash it, would I be able to make that fast?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
It's a one-way thing.
If the spellcaster who activated it on the other side, on the initial side, went through and it closed, be able to activate it again from that side? Isn't that how teleportation circles work?
I'm not sure if you would know this. If you're going to make an arcane.
I will.
I guide you. If I see you're actively thinking, I guide you.
I have my thinking face on.
Oh,
Much
nice.
better. Thank you. Your guidance worked out for me. So that's 19 plus 3, 22 plus how much? Arcana?
Okay, no.
Intelligence.
22 plus 5, 27.
Okay. Yes, when the portal is open, it's open from both sides.
Well, it's open on both sides.
So if you open it from side A, a creature from side B could walk through. If you open it from side B, a creature from side A could walk through.
If we can call out Arabelle's name from the other side, just in case if she comes through anyway, you know, whatever. We might
Alright,
find
sure.
her.
If not, I'll pass you first. You know, if I die, I die. But if I do survive, I'll maybe smoke signal or I don't know. I don't know. Just that it's fine. It's safe to go in for the other side. I don't know.
I think it's just a short window. So
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
maybe.
either we all go or like just one gets stuck on the other side. So that doesn't really.
I would.
I mean, that's the thing.
Erwin says with great seriousness, he says, I will forgive you for hesitating on this perhaps because you have not lived in Barovia for very long. He says, but the fight against the Devil's Strahd is indeed a desperate one. He says, if it is a cause for which many of us are willing to die. He says, do not pity us for the sacrifices that we make, and do not belittle the resolve with which we take them. He says, if this is not something that you wish to do, I do not ask it from you. I did not tell you who was going to go through. Then that I offer this of my own resolve, and I've spoken with my family about it. So it is not a decision that you had to make. If you do not wish to go, do not go. But do not take our effort half-heartedly.
I just feel like this is a bit of it's too much of a risk for something too uncertain.
Yeah. And it's not out of pity or
Also,
whatever.
the one.
It's about it's being I don't question your willingness to sacrifice yourselves, but something so uncertain. I am not comfortable.
So he says, what matters to me is that you believe. He turns to you specifically. What matters to me is that you believe that this is useful. I believe I have seen Madame Eva's prophecies come true time and again. I do not question her power, and I do not question your heart. So if you truly believe that this is a blow against Strahd, this is something that we are willing to do.
Can my check have included how many people perhaps the portal can hit?
As many as they can pass within
6 seconds.
I'll go with it. I can fit in your path. Are you sure? If we're going to be stuck on the other side of God knows where, you might benefit having a little bit of magic.
Alright. Still have that vengeance against the bounty, but alright. But you know
Oh,
what?
we're splitting the party so majorly, but I am willing to
It's
do
now or
this.
never, not now or when. So yeah.
Also, I can recognize Gertrude as mom's.
Yeah. We'll go there, shout at the portal for any signs,
So-
jump in if there's
So your current plan is.
We're taking Victor with us.
yeah.
Okay, so you're going to use Victor to activate the portal, and then the two of you are jumping in with the Raven.
Yes. Because the
No, I'm
Raven
going-
is the only one
I'm
with
going.
wings.
I'm also going. I would just.
Okay.
I just meant that
Okay.
since we're already doing it, we might as well.
Okay.
I will not.
It's
I will
a-
not pass through there. I'm telling you all now.
It's okay.
Alright.
How will you?
Until I get absolute certainty, I will not pass through.
Okay.
But I will not stop you in this effort.
Okay.
Feeling lucky.
Alright, so he.
I don't want to do it, the PCs.
Irwin holds out the Raven now for you who to take.
We all look at
I,
you.
yeah.
Okay. So the Raven hops onto your arm. And then sort of waiting for you to open a pack or something, or how are you going to smuggle it?
Yeah, I think I do have one.
Okay, yeah. So very unanimal-like. It remains completely still and quiet as you sort of settle it into the pack, and then just
Oh, so cute.
close the pack. It's inside of your pack. Okay. Where do you proceed?
Manner.
Manner.
Okay, the Burgomaster's mansion.
You're not gonna inspire me with the following checks. I swear.
I only have three. But okay.
You keep saying that and you never use all three.
Because I'm worried about being in a fight.
Up to you.
What time? I
You
already
can't
used
use it
one.
on yourself. It's on you.
She can use it
In a fight.
in a fight, primarily because of the Blade Bard abilities. We go to the Burgomaster's mansion, and because of how late in the morning it is, there's already a line.
Again, line.
Okay. He stands in line. No one.
Excuse me,
sees-
Kamen Rider coming through. Excuse me,
Don't.
Kamen Rider on the.
I am not.
Excuse us, Kamen Rider.
Your
coming
face
through.
is scandalized as she uses your name and authority.
Yeah, we
I
can't
back her
fall
up.
in line under the sun. What's
Yes,
up?
so people move aside, shooting. At first, they grumble and obstinately. They hold until the very last minute just until it's long enough to know that it's insulting for them to do so, and then they back off to give you no reason to harm them. So, just long enough to be defiant and then move out of the way.
Okay.
Parang MRT
Thank you, thank you.
Wow.
So yeah, you between Banya and Eswell, you are sort of moving people out of the way under the guise of allowing a VIP person to pass.
But you're messed up, right?
No.
Oh, shit. I thought you.
Just in armor.
Okay.
He has a winning smile.
Good enough.
Yeah. You eventually sneak your way in to get an audience with the Burgomaster.
Does the Burgomaster, I just want to review, does the Burgomaster know that the kid also went through the portal?
The kid, I don't think the kid has gone through the portal.
No, Arabelle, I mean.
Arabelle. Oh. No, that was not part of the mystery that he asked you to solve. He asked you to solve where his help was.
Yeah.
His help
He doesn't know anything about
in
the...
several pieces.
I suppose I would like, as On the way, I'd like to just confirm the cover story we're going to use here. Because I don't think the Burgomaster knows. The
About
Burgomaster
Arabelle.
knows about Arabelle being stuck in there. I don't think he would take too kindly to us mentioning that we are going to help a Vistani kid.
Mm.
And
We don't have to tell him. We'll just say that it's someone who's a children. That we're looking for a missing child.
Yeah.
how would we make it more important enough such that it would require our intervention and it would require his son's spellcasting once again?
Yeah, so he didn't take it too well when he found
Because
out.
it's a huge favor to get his son out of being grounded, and then asking him to cast to dabble in spellcasting once again. And I mean, the Burgomaster and I have developed a decent working relationship, but this is a very huge favor. What is our cover story? Why do we need to go there?
We do not mention that the child is his
Well,
son.
there's also that man that's around here. That could also be
Oh, that's true.
looking for.
But that bad book, we can say that is what Madonna. Are we going to play on the fact that she was a guest here?
Oh yeah, that's right.
We can say that we want to bring her back to add more mirth to the next festival.
No. Then he would be expecting something back.
Yeah,
We are not. We are not. If this works out, we are not expected to be back.
Wait, wait, if we ask, maybe we shouldn't, maybe the Burgomaster shouldn't know that we're asking his kid to, because the kid wants out, and
Right.
Yeah.
and based on your story, he blasted you with some magic. I doubt he would. I
Not
doubt
that
he
kind.
would.
We would not take kindly to that.
Yes. The last time we spoke to him, he said he will help us, but in exchange for his escape. So if the Burgomaster knows that we need to speak to his son, and then the kid somehow is gone afterwards, then the Burgomaster won't like that.
No. Yeah.
So we are exposing the risk that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Burgomaster says he wants to be in the same presence.
And
I
he'd
wouldn't
expect
be-
his son.
There's also
To
the
remain in the
there's
house.
also the matter of Ivanka.
Oh fuck!
If the portal works out, if the portal checks out, and we are all and it doesn't vaporize all of you, and there is a certainty that this is the right place, then we have to get him there. What about Ivanka?
Well,
We can
we
say.
do
Oh yeah, I
have the
forgot
Raven.
about.
So we do have the Raven.
I thought you were jumping in.
Right.
Where's the
That's
Raven?
No, I mean, yeah, but if they were successful,
My initial plan was that the Raven, Dalian, me, and Victor go through the portal.
Yeah.
We go through it once. The Raven flies off,
Yeah.
or the Raven flies off, informs the other Ravens. We do a search with Victor with us, and then we will convince him. This is where it gets with me, but listen, bear with
To
me.
bring you back.
We convince him to bring us back because we will need more help. So we go back,
And then he activates the circle.
we activate the circle, we're able to make it back to Valiaki. And then we take Arena and Kamen Rider with us.
Because alternatively, if the Raven doesn't get in, that's all we need.
That's also true.
The Raven can just, if the Raven doesn't get vaporized, it will just call in the other Ravens, and then we can travel there as a group
And not leave Ivanka.
and not have to leave anything behind. And if Victor wants to jump in there, that's on him. But I would expect that there will be guards, if not the Burgomaster
Yeah,
himself
that's,
would be in attendance. And they would, and he
That's,
himself would not take any other condition.
not gonna lie, but this is the most ideal. Just leave it up to Victor to do what he wants. It's just really, I understand that it would be joke if you just let.
I mean, if you still want to jump in, you'll just have to wait with you'll just have to wait with for me and Bangla, because if you're all jumping in.
How does the teleportation circle work? Is there also would you know if there's also a circle on the other side that can be activated? So he made it on his floor and then
It access one or existing
one
circle
random.
that's already been made before.
Also, the circle in the woods was already there, and then Victor just happened to
Access it.
connect to it.
There's just a chance of disintegration.
Weird. Okay. I see.
Every teleportation sigil is unique. So when you draw it on the casting, it already has to connect to something. It's like
Okay.
it's like picking up the phone. If you don't dial a number, you don't get anywhere. If you dial a random number, it doesn't work.
So it just so happened that
You have to
time
call off an existing number.
So Victor was randomizing numbers and then he made a connection.
No,
Or he copied the one on the
Trying
journal.
Yeah.
He
You found it
copied
in
the
the
one on the book, right? Which
And-
was his grandfather's.
It's spell book.
Okay. All right. Well, I suppose if it's somewhere his grandfather left, maybe hopefully it's not such a dangerous place. I don't know.
Then we cycle back. What is our cover story?
How do we get? Yeah. My worry is that the kid will be the problem himself. He will.
You will want to jump in.
Yeah, he will want to jump in and make a scene and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So.
If he jumps in, then there's really nothing we can do to stop, right? And
Yes,
all he did was that he wants out.
Well, that's the thing. The burgomaster will identify the risk exposure involved here, and that he likely wouldn't agree to it, because if the kid casts the spell and he just goes right in,
Yeah.
what is our cover story? How?
Can we just not let the burgomaster know? Just sneak into the manor.
Is that also?
That's also what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
because the burgomaster's just making
It's
this
not gonna.
complicated.
But
What if we just also...
And Ivanka, she sneaks with us.
Ivanka-
Because if you're just gonna sneak, I will just wait here, and then we'll wait for Urban.
to find out whether...
My purpose for going with you was to help convince the burgomaster. If you're not gonna go through the burgomaster, then I will just wait here.
We're going through the burgomaster.
Well,
The only reason we're offering to take Victor to have Victor come is to activate the teleportation.
Yeah, because he wants out.
If we gave him another means of leaving,
Another means of
invisibility has
invisibility. You do?
one of my higher spells, but yeah,
Well,
it only
what-
lasts for so long.
what is
No,
it?
invisibility
10 minutes.
That
1
is for
hour.
an hour.
1 hour. This is good. 1 hour.
invisibility.
There's that. Because if all Victor really wants is an out, there are other ways to offer him that. Yeah, it's 1
Yeah,
hour.
I'm surprised he doesn't know invisibility.
What
You've
if
been inside the. Two of you have been inside the manor. How do we
Navigate.
get in without?
We don't know where they're holding Victor.
Oh, you're right. That's true.
probably not in this room?
Yep. It is
We don't even.
grounded.
Oh wait, his room is in the attic. But
But it's
He
probably
might have
not-
been
workshops
moved
in the
there.
attic.
yeah, it's most likely not allowed inside. Probably guards.
You want to inquire as to the situation first, so we know what to deal with.
what is my what is my cover story for
Yeah,
asking?
yeah. It sounds.
Just a courtesy call. I'm dealing with a politician here. And I don't have much of an idea of how we can make it important enough to allow that kind of risk, or for the burgomaster to agree
To
to
allow
such a
us
risk.
to speak. Ask about his son.
Tell him
Or maybe I can ask. Maybe I just ask him to trust me. That it is important, but I can't tell him.
if you do that, then we'll make sure that the means by which Victor will leave will not be connected to.
That's not the concern because how? I mean,
It's not-
the thing is, he will still. I fully expect the burgomaster to just say, "I want to ensure that my child will not jump into the teleportation circle."
He will.
We should not.
Not if we have an alternative, but we can talk with Victor first for that. We can say meantime that we are researching magic and Victor is so far the strongest spellcaster we know here.
Let's research.
I mean, the boy he's still a boy, but he still knows some really powerful spells too. A consultation wouldn't really be helpful, would it?
But you're still going to ask him to draw a circle and cast a spell?
No, not necessarily yet. I mean, that would be the cover story to talk to Victor, but in reality, I intend to speak with him about the plans to get him out and the plans to go through the circle, both of which will be separate things.
Okay.
And I
He
don't
will
see
not-
the need for. No, I suppose you still need to speak with Victor. don't you?
Yeah. Or at least find out.
We're not even sure if he will be on the same page, is what I'm saying.
We don't know where they.
I mean, now that
they're
he's grounded,
keeping
I'm not
him.
even sure if he would trust us.
Yeah. Well, you speak with him, but I'm still. I don't. Number one, I don't trust him. Number two, I'm still pretty angry at him. For killing people willy nilly for his own purposes.
I can understand that. It's a need,
All right, so it's just a consultation then.
right? We're looking to just talk to Victor first so that we know what we're dealing with and how to deal with it.
I suppose we could ask about. Well, then, if we're consulting about magic, what's a safe consultation about
The
magic?
consultation about the destination of that teleportation circle. Foreigner business that
It could lead to a place or
Yeah.
some way.
Isn't there a teleportation circle in
The
The
same market?
the Gravedigger's
Undertaker's house? Did it burn down or?
Burned
Oh,
down.
we can use it to.
and that was Vasily's statement.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So
That was how he was putting.
that's how he smuggled the
vampires
vampires
in
into it. So it's a completely different teleportation circle.
Not that you would
No,
know.
I was just asking.
But it was burned down, right?
Yep.
That's
The house burned down.
okay.
Things to be said. Anyway.
We'll see. If you have any trouble convincing the burgomaster, then I can try stepping in.
All right, so it's a consultation because there is something that us foreigners need that might lead us home, that might meet our personal objectives. All
It's a
right,
teleportation circle.
all right.
Fair enough. No one doesn't look like the burgomaster knows about magic, right? So he wouldn't. We can convince him that he wouldn't really know anything about
Just
it.
that consultation.
Yeah.
All right.
And he did like the way your magic worked at the
Okay.
festival.
So you arrive in his study.
Hopefully,
You arrive in his den. He turns. The curtains are drawn. What little sunlight filters through clouds comes in through. There's still fire in the hearth, primarily because of the cold. He turns to see who his next supplicant is, and it turns out to be you. So a broad grin comes on his face. He says,
Comforting.
"Yes, Sadie.
Good morning.
Welcome. Please take a seat, all of you."
Good morning, Burgomaster.
Snaps his fingers, and he has wine brought in. Yeah. He has wine and pastries. Obviously not of a suspicious then
I was going to
served,
speak.
served to you.
Any laughter in you?
I say, sir, our group has decided on a possible lead, a possible destination. However, there is
It's a little crestfallen.
However, there is a bit of a complication that I feel you might be able to help us with.
You have been of such aid to me, sir. So please, What is it that you require that your friend can assist you with?
I will not cast. I will ready my fey presence when I start to ask him about this. I will use fey presence to charm him.
Okay.
Oh wait, let me just confirm because I don't want him to know that I fey presence him.
I think
don't
it's
think
not.
they know.
Yeah,
We don't know.
I think we've looked this up before.
You used it.
Because you've used it very similarly.
Persuasion for the Festival of the Sun.
I say, sir, there is a matter with your son's teleportation, sir, and we feel like I expected, and we feel like the destination is something important to our personal goals. We would like to speak with your son on where this destination might be and the concept. As much as I know you would hate this, a consultation on the arcane methods with which he went. He opened the portal.
I would like to assist. I will add that if only because he is the only person to have already accomplished this, we feel that he is the best lead we have.
He looks to either of you and says, this has to do with where you're going next.
Yes, sir.
I pray that you would reconsider the offer.
Don't worry, sir. I mean, this is just a lead. My journey doesn't end there. And if anything, if my journey leads me to having to live in Barovia, I would gladly offer my services.
Seems rather mollified by that. You're going to use your...
A few panels on my armor open up and releases some cooling Shimori cherry blossom wings.
It's very, very faint, and it's not something that all of you pick up, but because you know what sort of he's up to. You
Actually,
feel,
if you're all within 10 feet of me.
So you feel too late. You see the pollen just sort of release from it.
I panicked for a bit because I thought that maybe Doll is activating
Everyone
something.
make
but
a
no.
wisdom saving throw. Plus 10.
Wisdom, yes.
Plus 3.
Wisdom saving throw against the DC 15.
11.
It's already plus 3.
I guess you're okay.
23.
Can I ask you to switch pairs for that?
Okay, sure. Damn it!
So,
And and I also guide myself after I did that.
Good job.
okay.
Nice.
So, you can go ahead now and make a persuasion check as an advantage.
Man, I
This is
wish I
what-
were inspired in some way.
This is how you got grow mad.
You can do it.
Do you...
Are you seriously gonna inspire me, or it was just that you can do it?
Anyway, would you
Up
need
to you,
this?
man. It's okay.
What?
Up to you.
Yes or no?
Now you already have advantage.
Once
Side.
Okay.
Wait, caught.
Okay. That was pretty bad though.
Is it?
Oh,
Okay.
I already picked it up.
Okay.
This is the advantage. Oh my god, it's key.
Why do you keep using it?
Did you scan them? Oh shit.
That sounds appropriate. Sounds very appropriate.
Nice.
Scan them indeed.
Better.
19 plus 3, 22 plus 4, 26.
Goes in, he says. And he thinks about it for a few long seconds and he says, Winter is still under punishment. So you have done much for this town.
Damn right.
It would be an injustice for me to withhold any assistance that I could offer you. He says, you have my permission. I will send an attendant with you to let the goddess know to let you in. He's currently under guard.
I see. Thank you.
He says if you need access to his materials, please consult with Isaac. Isaac has...
Where is he?
It's a good thing we don't have Ivanko with us right now.
Yeah. Where is Captain Isaac?
I'm certain that he might still be in his room at this time.
I see.
But
In his room? Oh, he sleeps here.
But I mean, only if we need to get to his study. So there, that's our watchdog. Captain Isaac would be our watchdog.
I don't know if it's good or bad. That means
Probably
Aaron's not
bad
there.
because he is very irritated and he's sort of. I mean, we're not as close as the burgomaster.
Yeah.
We're lukewarm.
Yeah. So with that,
Yeah.
he feels. You can see that the burgomaster feels contented. Seems to feel like he's helped right now. So
Thank you,
good luck.
Burgomaster.
Good luck, my friends. I hope you will remember Rolako.
Fondly.
Thank you, sir. I will.
Quite unforgettable place.
I will not.
I like that.
Unforgettable place.
I will put that as my next compliment.
So
The attendant would lead us to
he
victory.
gives you lead to leave his presence. The attendant comes up, leads you upstairs. You already know your way around because you've been up here before. You come up the stairs, you turn right, and then you know that there are 2 hallways on the right. The first one you turn. Yeah, and then the attendant. She says, if you require Captain Isaac, this is his room. As you turn first corner, she's at the first door. This is Captain Isaac.
Oh shit. So if
That
we
is the one.
so if we went to that room, dolls.
Actually.
Oh my god!
She goes to the room right next to it, and there are 2 guards standing there. He says, and this is Victor's room.
Do I
Is
know?
it the same
Have
room?
I interacted with these guards in any way before? If I were to use my investigator feature, well, no, it doesn't really work then. But,
You can let's roll a 1d100. Let's say that this twice. I say there's a 50% chance because you've been doing a lot. 50% chance for either guard.
Where was Captain Isaac's room?
Right beside Victor's.
we're like brothers.
We can totally go inside the room, guys,
for the
when
first
he's not around.
8. Okay, roll the second
Break
one.
into the room.
Oh wait, no, it's
Let's
lower
break
numbers
into
actually.
Captain Isaac's room.
81 for the second one.
Ah, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
You have not directly worked with either of these, but they know of you, certainly. Right, so you see them, and then the maid speaks to them. He says the burgomaster has allowed them access to Victor, and later on perhaps Captain Isaac if necessary. Please attend to their needs. And both of them sort of nod their head brusquely. The maid asks, "Is there any way I can help? Any other way I can be of service?"
If I will wait outside and let you guys talk your way around this guy. We don't particularly like each other, so I'll let you guys do the work. But thank you for your assistance, ma'am.
Always my
If we need anything, perhaps I will knock on Captain Isaac's door, especially if it concerns his materials up in the attic.
Very well. The guards have been instructed to assist. She curtsies and then she goes her way back.
The door with the guy that I spoke to is not any of these doors.
He was
It
in
is.
this festival, right? He was in the festival.
No,
Huh?
no.
Oh, he was
That
What-
guy.
what?
That guy.
Oh, the
No.
thirsty guy.
The room that held that guy is the door across from Victor's.
I will offhandedly ask one of the guards. Do you keep other prisoners in here, in this corridor?
No.
I messaged that door.
What do you say?
Are you still there? I tell Banya.
You don't?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But I don't tell you. I tell you later. I just silently message you there. I don't.
Alright. The guards step aside. Your key, a large heavy key is put into the lock, and it's a deadbolt, so it's definitely not. It is.
It's a
It's a
valve.
vault.
It's about the size of.
That vault.
It's about like this big. It's
Whoa.
not huge because it's the deadbolt. It's not the knob. So
Mhm.
it can't be unlocked from the inside.
Made by game.
Yeah,
See,
so-
it's a good thing we
Here.
didn't sneak in here, guys.
and then
Get him.
the door opens and they step aside to let you in. The room is dark.
Kalyan,
Okay.
you with
Right.
so make that check in a minute, man.
All right. So you enter.
I do not. I wait outside, and I just make fantastic small talk with the guards,
Okay.
which is silence.
You're not even gonna say hi to Victor.
I do not dignify that way. Man.
Oh, right.
I'm going
Well,
to nudge. I'm gonna nudge and say, "There's somewhere on the other side."
I
So you-
also don't dignify that way.
So three of you enter.
I have dark vision. What do I see?
Yes,
Alright,
we
yeah,
enter.
you enter.
Sure.
This handsomely appointed room contains kind of a bed, a low bookshelf, and a full-length mirror in a wooden frame on the wall across from the door. Set into the north wall is an arched window of leaded glass. Nothing in here seems unusual. Victor is in his bed. So he just sort of is in the dark. The curtains are drawn on the window. He has his knees up to his chest, and you can just barely make out a hint of movement indicating he's sort of just looking up at you from underneath his band.
He's been here for what? 2 days now?
This will be his second day.
Shit.
I don't suppose he can see us because it's dark.
Well, there's light coming in from the outside.
The door's open.
The door's open.
I'm guessing we're not allowed to close the door.
It's up to you. I mean, nobody's told you anything that you can or cannot do.
We'll gently close the door.
Yeah.
And the door closes, click, and you are now in complete darkness, through which you can still see.
What does he look like? Expression-wise.
Right now, you can't see. He's underneath. He's just sort of looking up at you, and his long band is just across his face.
Oh God, he's going through that
Vic.
phase.
It's morning, right? Morning, Victor.
Yeah, it's morning. The curtains are closed, so they can't.
Hey,
There's no light.
It says Vanya as well, and we kind of.
A ragged voice answers. What more do you want?
How do you get caught?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I look at.
Well, hey, we promised we never told anyone. We've been your older.
Wait, but when I just meta talk, I'm a little confused.
I did.
I mean, I know, but his
That was-
father already saw him
I know,
already
that's why.
anyway.
Yeah, I know, that's why.
His
I saw-
father saw him with the magic. He did not
Yeah.
connect the dots until
Yeah.
Seigi told him.
Oh, so the burgomaster didn't realize it.
On his own.
Ah,
It's just missing
It
okay.
was, it was Seigi that told him that the circle
I thought you already
and
got
circle
it.
and the magic are directly responsible for the death of the
Oh,
help.
okay. I thought he was just angry at the magic thing. Okay, well, that's kind of stuff. Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, you can see him exhausted. Rather, his voice sounds hoarse. He just seems tired. What more do you want?
You still want to get out of here?
Take another shot, yeah?
This is you betrayed me.
You
After
did
you
it.
promised.
Excuse me?
Oh, you betrayed?
You betrayed me after you promised.
None of us said anything, kid.
None of us, yeah.
I mean that.
Promise.
Yeah, I know.
Victor, you can look at us straight in the eye. You didn't tell your father anything.
Yeah.
He says, then how did he know? I told only you.
I'm going to walk up to the foot of the bed, and because he's kneeling,
He's
Oh,
in the
he's
corner of
huddled-
his bed, just up
he's
against
huddled
in the
up.
corner of the wall. He's just sort of like that. But he's sitting on the bed.
alright, I'm just gonna sit, so I'm just gonna look him straight in the eye, because, I mean, when I tell the truth, I tell the truth. Just to say, Victor, we didn't tell your father anything.
Yeah.
Especially since you know that we would need your help to find Arab.
And you?
I mean, what would I gain from telling your father? I mean, I definitely know it's gonna get you grounded. We were looking for ways to find Arabo, right?
Since you're in a pitch blackness, he reaches over to his bedside lamp. He flicks it on because he can't see, illuminating the room slightly. This dim yellow, muted glow. And you can see now that his face is heavily bruised. He is sporting a black eye, and he turns and
I don't give a shit about what your father thinks, or I don't see why I need to tell him anything else.
What would it gain us, naturally?
A lot of you can go in and make a group persuasion check.
Alright.
So persuasion check for each of you.
Has a minute passed?
No, this can be part of it.
You guys.
Oh, you're guiding. Please! That's okay. Yeah, that's
reroll.
was that an 8 or a
Go, guys! I got a 6.
It's not an advantage.
No, was that an 8 or a 10? I forgot.
Just 10.
I rolled a 16.
19.
Okay.
6.
As a group, you see.
Okay, as a group.
He says, if not you, then who?
Victor, your father saw what happened.
He does not know. I cannot tell him anything. How did he know to take my things?
How did what?
How did he know to take my things, my spell book?
Question. There were also cat bones in the workshop.
When they first saw them, but when
When you
yeah.
first saw them.
When you first saw them, but then when you came back later, they were no longer
They
there.
were no longer there.
Oh.
He says, with the lights on now, he can see everyone in the room. Like he's like, there is a fourth. Where is the tall, severe-looking man?
Making sure that the guards aren't going to listen in.
Yeah.
He says,
We're having
I want him to swear. I want to know if he did it. He said, I do not. My father has no such magic to find out from me. How did he know specifically to take my spell book? How did he know about the magics involved? I could not even defend myself against him.
We say, hey, Seigi is trying to help us here by making sure the guards are not eavesdropping. So
Shit,
I'm
okay,
not
sure.
sure why he would tell on you if he's helping us now, right? Probably your father doesn't want you studying actual magic.
Since you're just, I do not know what to believe anymore. You promised not to tell him, and shortly after you left, he came straight for my magic components and my spellbook. He took them and he beat me. I do not know who to trust. I have told only you, and only you have been witnesses to my magic, and you promised. If I cannot trust that, then I do not know what. Then I do not care to listen to anything else that you have to say.
PM question. During the discussion for the vampire, you were trying to convince the killer the vampire so that they won't let like the pastry sellers right in. He mentioned that he has a son, Victor, and the burgomaster mentioned that he was hoping that since he was already getting older, that he wants
Would take up the
serious
reins.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Alright.
He said that he was
Yeah.
he was just worried about his son not.
Son focusing on that.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll just use that for the argument. I would say it's probably because your father wants you to focus more on being the road burgomaster. That's why he took out those books.
If he knew that they were what you were focused on, and if those were the only things you were focused on, I honestly wouldn't blame him for wanting to do a clean sweep of the things that he didn't want you to be drowning in.
He said, how did you know about the name in the butler?
I look at the both of them again.
How did he know about the
Genuine
name
cousin.
and the butler?
How did he know that it was me?
Was he that sure? Are you sure he wasn't bluffing? And that you were simply guilted into confirming his bluff?
If you're just here to manipulate me with your words, you can leave. The pain will not end by conversing with you, and I cannot trust anything that you say.
If you have any sort of curing spells, I don't understand. Oh, cure
Sure.
I mean, probably he'll be amenable with that.
walk slowly to Victor. I do put down my sword and my shield and remove my greaves as well. And I gently walk over him. I say, Victor, we never said anything to your father. And the reason we are here, are not trying to manipulate you. You did mention you wanted out, right? And, well, we're trying to look for that particular portal where your portal is connected. And hey, maybe we could, help you try to find a way out as well.
And it doesn't have to be through the portal.
Yeah.
This is
I-
how can I trust any of you now? I bared my I trusted you with the secret of the true occurrences that occurred, and not 3 minutes had passed before the entire matter knew. Before you arrived, that did not happen. So please, enlighten me. How can I trust anything that you say?
Victor, we honestly don't know how your father found out about the help,
Well, at this
but do you want this to end? Do you want to get out of here? Do you just want to curl up there and give up? And then I reach out and then I touch his bruise. Do you want him to keep doing this to you?
This is of course not. But what if it's just a trap again? What if you offer me succor only for me to incriminate myself over and over and over again?
I
You can
say,
see his lips are beginning to quiver, and you can see him beginning to tear up.
say your father's not an easy man to deal with. I do implore you to not let this set you back as painful as this. Once you're out there on your own, there will be much bigger problems, and you'll need to have an iron will to survive out there on your own. However, I think you need to take the first step. I don't know how to prove to you that we didn't tattle on you. But all I can say is we have nothing to gain from making you incriminate yourself. We didn't specifically seek you out. We just happened to stumble upon you. We would have left, and it just so happens that our goals align. You want to get out. We want access to your circle to find a girl. Now,
He mutters under his breath something very soft while you're speaking. You can go ahead and make a perception check.
okay.
You're closest, so I guess you can say that. You're closest as you're speaking to him, so you go to yours.
19.
At
21.
He says, mutters to himself when you say you have no reason to tattle on him. He mutters to himself, I've known many men without reason to inflict cruelty. And he very subtly glances at the wall shared with Isaac.
He's such a pity boy, but he killed people.
At Isaac.
He seems to imply that there's inherent the nature of people, according to his experience, even though you're speaking logically that you have no reason to inflict any sort of pain on him. He's known too many people to not need a reason.
To do anything.
Yeah, but he lets you finish. I mean, that's just something that he mutters to
Okay.
himself.
I say, now, know that we have no further. We had no further intention from you. However, you know what? That's it. The offer's just on the table. We can help you get out of this
Look at it this
drab
way.
life. You can do as you please once you're out of your father's clutches. And I'm openly exasperated at trying to convince him to.
I try to help as well with her persuasion, and I sit down on the bed, and I gently touch his face where the bruise is, and spend the healing pool from Paladin.
Okay, and hands. Okay. You can just spend 3.
Okay. I'll just put it here.
Can I also
So-
assist? Would that be too much or not much?
No, he only needs 3.
Okay.
Right. So you can see.
Oh, yeah.
That you see that the swelling begins to. The swelling begins to subside, and then his eye, you can begin to sort of see through that eye again, until the bruises begin to sort of fade into the skin until they're they're just faint outlines now, just fairly red against his pale skin.
I smile and sigh, and I roll up my sleeves, and he would most likely see bruises or scars that have accumulated from Hillscar and say, you know, in this world, you have to expect there are really some people who would lie. There will really be some people who will hurt you. I'm just gonna, just kick you around. You have to expect that from a lot of people. But it's gonna be, once you get out of here, you will eventually learn that there are some that you really have to cut out from your life because they're just, harmful to you. But you really gotta take a risk and know who are the right people to trust.
You can go ahead and make a persuasion check, assisted by.
Is it with the
Assisted, sorry.
Really, from the jail?
We shall see!
Redeem yourself.
Nice.
16 plus 6.
Okay, alright. He considers and then he says, very well. He says, get back my components and get me out of the village. I will construct another circle.
I hold his hand saying, we'll get out of the village.
This is, once I am out, I will construct a circle for you. Not before.
Sigurista, I like it.
So, as you said,
What if it's
I'm
another
expecting to be
unstable-
kicked. I'm expecting to be beaten by you. But at the very least, I will be free after. So he faces in the opposite direction now. Just obviously unable to escape you, so he'll just stay in
He's
the corner.
away.
But he's making it clear to you that he doesn't want to
He's
talk
not
anymore.
I feel really bad for him, but
What really? Kill people for an
you gotta
experiment?
understand where he's coming from. He has nothing else. When
He
you're
has killed
desperate,
people.
you're desperate.
He has killed people.
I mean, I guess
Everyone can be forgiven.
I guess
He
I-
can redeem himself.
I understand that he was really repressed, but he's gonna have to accept the part that he's gonna have to accept that he has blood in his hands.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he. But I don't know, bad parenting, whatever. I don't know.
You can't isolate him like,
Whatever.
like a monster. Anyway, let's move on.
So that's he's standing in agreement with you. He wishes to get his components back and for you to help him get him out of the village. And then after that, he will construct a circle wherever you are afterwards. And he will construct a circle for you to go through.
What if it's another unstable circle?
Well, it's probably going to be.
Yeah,
big
so
one.
We die.
Yeah, but
that's the story. But
Look, we can't both die. Like one of us to get back home.
I know, right?
This is story of the gun.
Because I'm thinking the reason why I also logically volunteered is because that way we still have one melee, one caster, and one melee, one
True.
caster.
What?
And one healer, one healer.
One tank, one tank.
One tank, one tank. I mean,
Anyway,
if you're gonna split,
alright.
right?
Mine will split equally, right?
okay, what would you like to do for me?
As we step out, I'm going to just drop a line with the guards, casually to say,
Okay, you see from the outside, Ziggy, you see the door opens once more. There's all hushed voices inside, so nothing can be heard from the outside.
I wasn't intending on.
And the door opens once more, and Banya steps out.
Oh, by the way, have you heard that rumor about the kid that was running around late at night? I asked the guards.
Yeah, they just cock an eyebrow.
You haven't heard that one?
Yeah, she says it's best not to listen to rumors. And, they look
We
straight.
have an hour.
Do they look? Huh?
We have 1 hour.
Oh. Because I'm going to try, for future plans' sake, I'm going to try to just implant a bit of fear and doubt.
Okay, alright. You can go ahead and make an intimidation check.
If you've ever tried going out into the mist. Yeah, that's not so good. 12.
Do not worry. The guards will certainly protect you as long as you are within Valapi.
Good to know. Not that it, I mean, vampires have already happened and this kid has already been rumored to be in Valapi, but good to know you're on the job.
He, before he can catch on to the fact that you're insulting him, you walk off. You're out in the hallway right now.
Did you manage the? Did you try to see if the dude in the room was still there?
He's still there.
I know. I just muttered.
But
So what's the plan?
this is, are we whispering or?
I suppose we go to a secluded area.
Like the corner, I guess, away from the
Yeah, you walk
guards.
out into the hallway now. You're just above the stairs. You're about to go down.
So what's the plan?
Victor wants to get his stuff back, and he said he does not want to make the circle unless he's
here.
out.
I say, well, I wish you luck. I will. I say, Captain Isaac will be the one to have his materials, but I cannot consciously help you in this endeavor. I will wait in the church with the bunker.
You don't have to help us. It's all right.
And better that you don't tell me whatever you're planning.
See you there, Captain.
I will go to the church.
Oh, doesn't mean
I'll poke my head back in the corridor and ask the guards. You know where Captain is? Your Captain?
The door, the next door room.
No, I mean, is he in his room? He just mentioned that
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was his room.
It was mentioned that he's still there.
And he's still there?
Yeah.
Do this now?
What?
Do we ask now or
the raven's still in your bag?
It is.
I will just head. I will not try and I will head straight to the church, and I will, if I could find Jalthrak maybe, I will inform him if. No. I'll tell you later. I guess.
Okay, alright. Are you looking for Jaltrak rather than going straight to the church, or are you going straight to the church?
I'll just go straight to the church. Inform.
Because you know he's shopping for supplies, so you could trawl the marketplaces if you wanted to look for him.
Maybe later.
Okay, so you go straight to the church.
would have wanted those supplies I would never be
Okay.
but okay.
Alright. The rest of you, you're still here. You're still granted leave. You still technically have access to everything.
Should
I'm
we
going
ask for
to
the captain?
mutter, you should knock on the captain's door.
Sure, it's just for the other
Right.
Maybe we can ask one of the guards. So. Excuse me. May we speak to the captain?
One of the guards leaves his post, just walks down a few steps that it takes to get to the captain's post, and then knocks on the door. So he just,
I guess I'll accompany him to and then stand outside the door.
there is a little bit of commotion inside, and then the door opens violently. What? And the guard with you immediately takes 2 steps backwards, and leaving you in front. No, you in front.
Captain Isaac.
Morning, Captain.
You're a master. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he says, "Oh, one of the guests."
So patronizing.
He
So honored.
says, "I may be of assistance to you."
may we have
Request some
access
yeah,
to...
And the spell book.
Yeah.
Where the burgomaster has allowed us to consult his son regarding magic, and he also told us that to approach you for access to the materials.
He frown. There's a deep frown cuts across his features, and he looks to the guard next to you, and then the guard goes, and so he says, and he turns back into his room. The door is still open now. He walks straight to his bedside where there's a safe, and so he goes up to the safe. He uses his body to cover himself, to cover the safe. But the room is relatively well lit, so you can see into his room now.
Dolls! No.
Oh, sorry. I just want to make a correction. Instead of heading straight to the church, I will instead tell one of the attendants that I have separated and will chase my own goals. But
You're hedging your bets right now.
what do you mean?
Disassociating yourself from the actions on.
Yeah, because I'm not. I've already aided and abetted in the crime because I know what they're about to do. But instead, I will just inform an attendant that I will just I have separated from the group for now, and they will chase my own goals. But if I am still around, and the burgomaster needs something, it's not with that because he will ask me to chase you guys.
He might.
Huh?
Or he might, depending on what happens.
Yeah, I will just say that I will still be around. If you need, in case, I will just still be around. That's all I will say.
Alright. You deliver the statement to her, and she seems a little confused. But she accepts it. She takes it as something that is not something that she would know about. So she's just sort of very well, and then she lets you off. Right. You see inside of his room
Yes!
Yes.
The creepiest room.
dolls.
Oh, I knew
The
it.
room is full of pretty little dolls with powder white skin and auburn hair. Some of them dressed beautifully, others plainly. Some of the dolls fill a long bookshelf, and others are arranged in neat rows on wall-mounted shelves. Still others are piled atop a bed in a heavy wooden chest. What's most odd is that all the dolls, apart from clothing, look exactly the same.
He left the door open.
They
He
all
doesn't care.
they all look like Irina Polion.
In the same age or varying ages?
It seems to be in the same varying ages.
Wow. Which one is your favorite?
Oh shit!
They look
He looks-
really pretty.
He looks back. That one.
Which one does he point at?
Yeah.
Latest one.
The latest one.
I knew it. Okay.
Did he take you for a doll collector?
He says, I didn't take you for a snoop. You can hear him sort of messing around, and you hear a click as the safe opens up. And
We're
then,
just admiring your dolls, Cam. You have good taste.
he brings out the materials. You can see that there's a component pouch and a spellbook. He says, these are confiscated from Victor. He hands it out.
I take it.
Oh, actually, he just handed it with one hand. Just,
It's huge. I take component pouch, spellbook.
And he says, what are you going to be doing with this?
We're studying a certain spell. The best person to understand and interpret these books and components is Victor. He's already used them. He's
So you're bringing this to Victor's room. He turns to the guard. He says, "Are they allowed to take this out of the mansion?" And then you can see a little bit of hesitation on the guard because he doesn't seem to know the answer.
To take out of
To
the
take out
mansion?
of the mansion.
Ah, the stuff.
So the guard goes. There, you see a moment of hesitation. You're not. It seems that between them, neither of them really knows now how far your permission has granted you. Whether it's just supposed to be in the house or you're able to take it home or whatever.
we're not going to leave this alone with Victor.
But we do need to study it. I
But
don't
we
know
do
how
need to
long,
study it.
but we can't like really stay.
I will open the
here.
book to a random page because I know it's really complicated inside and show him and say, these things take a lot of study.
But we
So
can like visit you.
the implication is that you have to
Every
take it
day.
home to study because you can't.
If we need it.
Yeah, and we try to like, we could see you every day.
Right.
You can go ahead and make a deception check at advantage. Both of you, I guess either of you, I suppose, would be the better one.
Yeah.
Advantage?
Help.
Because
Barney.
Kalin is stopping.
We could.
You have inspiration?
Nice.
Oh, it's a 19.
That's 9.
28.
So he balks at that when you say,
Who?
we could visit you every day.
Who said that? Who box?
He's like, one of us, or we could visit you every day to get this from you.
Please don't.
Nice! Be an annoyance! Look at movie cheating at the same.
Well,
It's not any different than Alisar.
You have. It doesn't seem like he's going to stop you or ask the guards to stop you from taking it up.
well,
That's
Well-
nice. But let's I'd like to I'll tell the guards but before I get into Victor's room, I'm going to pretend like I heard something. Look at the door behind Victor's room, frown at it,
Oh, across from it or something.
across Victor's where I know there's someone because Siggy told me. Then I'll just say, you sure you're not keeping any other prisoners here?
The guard looks at you and says, whether there is or none, it is no longer for any part of your business here. Please, finish your business and leave.
Alright, weird. Death by start, death by first. Alright. Then I'll call this. Just for memory's sake. When I spoke to this guy, he was chained to the floor.
He's chained.
Okay. I will, alright, we'll head back into Victor's room.
Head back into the kitchen. Okay.
Yeah.
do the guards allow?
Because I have
Yeah. I mean, it's the same name.
I have a plan.
All right. Okay. You arrive. They open back the door and they let you in, and then Victor seems surprised.
We're back so
You're
soon.
back so soon. And he says,
I won't wait for him to open the lamp. I'll just cast dancing light so that he sees what I'm carrying.
Okay, so 4 lights, and you light up the room. And
A grin.
you start to have the shit-eating grin.
You close the door.
Matlila.
And he looks amazed. He says, and they just let you in? They just let you take it?
But here's the plan.
No need to question. I make sure the door's closed.
There's no.
Alright. I'm going to walk to his bed with the light
Can I
following.
check? I say, do you mind if I check your windows? Or are you
Go.
somehow averse to sunlight now?
No.
That's for someone.
I want to check the windows to see how locked up he is.
Just from the lack of light.
It would
Because
be.
it was very dim. It was very dim. The lamp.
I will look at you and say, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, I like how you're thinking.
Well, one option.
Yeah, so you open, you draw the curtain. You see outside. Are you looking for anything?
I want to see how barred the windows are,
Yeah.
and what overlooks. What does this window overlook?
We're scouting.
Okay.
His ex-balcony. It's also bad.
Huh?
You can see that there is a window that opens up here certainly, and it opens up into the side of the house. As you look down at what it overlooks, there's a small garden outside, but it seems to be uninhabited other than the one guard at the bottom, directly below his window.
Damn.
Here's one.
Is he a roving guard or is he a stationary?
How high is it?
How high up?
You are on the second floor, 20 feet up, 10 feet up.
Nothing better call
Victor
that.
can survive.
30 feet?
Point 10.
10 feet.
10
Oh,
feet
just
up.
10 feet.
10 feet?
No.
No, 20 feet, sorry.
20 feet
Floor.
up.
Easy.
2d6, man.
What's your plan?
Bad your phone. But anyway.
Yeah, you do. Okay. What do we?
Alright, I
we're here
will
now.
sit by the bed so that most people will not hear, and then I'll say, alright. So we have the component couch, we have the spell book, Victor. able to bring this out of the mansion, but it will be really obvious if we were to
Yeah.
if we were to have this with us completely. So here's my proposal. You take the pages that you want. You
That's
can't
a good
take
bet.
too much because
It will be too obvious. It will blow the plan.
exactly. We are going to sneak you out. We are going to find a good plan to do so. But we're going to have to be very careful about how we're going to do it.
And maybe if he he can just take the pages he needs, and then we return the thing, the book to
Right.
Captain. But,
Also, I would like to study what are in about this. If you're going to have to take also whatever components you need, and then suppose we can share something together with something.
what?
The component pouch. We can't take the whole thing with us. So it's another thing. It's another case of take what you need or what's hard to purchase.
I'll intervene here. I'll tell you that because you know how spellcasting works, you did pick up an arcane focus off of Annika.
Oh, we did.
He can use.
But does he need actual components for it?
That depends entirely on the spell. But
Well, teleportation obviously, but
Oh shit.
Oh, did we?
if
Oh, but
he
the
needs like
teleportation-
actual components for it, yeah.
so you advise him that he can take what he absolutely needs.
Yes. Because we're going to need to make sure that we don't implicate us taking these things to be part of I mean, as much as we can, right? Also,
So he nods. You can do that.
so now that you know that we're going to break you out, and I guess I'll tell us, what can you do to help this involved?
With?
To help. Because he's a spellcaster.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have other spells? Other.
He opens up his book.
I know that you have greater invisibility.
He opens up his book. He grabs
It's just a.
grabs a handful, and you can see him all cringe.
Just what you need. Kid.
Cringe in a little bit of
does
cringe
it-
in pain.
Oh,
Does it-
before he tears it, I'm going to offer him the dagger so it's clean.
Does it ruin or
yeah, that's right.
do we know if it does it
The punitive
affect
letter.
the? I mean, if you tear the
like
spell
that.
book, would it?
The spellbook's
The spell book.
The spellbook's not magic.
Yeah, the
Okay.
spellbook's not magical. It's just
So it's just
writing.
to help
No,
you
writing.
cast the spell. Okay.
That's why you
That's
can
fine.
literally lose and burn your spellbook, or your spellbook can
Sure,
be
go.
damaged.
It's just the memorization thing.
It's your campaign
Versus
notebook.
prepared.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to change it. You can change every day.
Alright. So he takes it and he takes his dagger and grimacing in pain, he just begins to sort of tear through paper.
I will
pages.
give him a dagger before he does that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's doing that, and until finally he has a fistful of paper, and then
You sure that's what you need?
book pieces.
What
This
is
is all that I require. This is and
You're. How sure are you that you can take us to the same spot where you sent Arabelle?
it
You've-
should be the same circle. I can't
All right,
bring it to
you've
any other
practiced. You've practiced that enough, right? Enough times.
else. As practiced as I can.
Okay.
as good as we're gonna get, and we're as good as he's gonna get. So really, it's the same. We're in the same boat.
Yeah, so he begins. Is this happening now?
No, we are still here.
Patience.
Not can't. Yes, we
Ah.
have to plan this very carefully.
It's okay.
Now, what kind of spell? You know that we're going to take you out of here. What kind of spells would you have that could help?
Specifically, help us get away, get out of the village without being spotted.
Also, we're not gonna necessarily need these, and I toss the pouch, because we might have something that will help you cast magic
Oh.
without the need for components.
What components do you use for the circle?
He
It's a
takes for his
specific-
component pouch. He takes a few bars of his a few sticks, I suppose, of chalk. But you can see that it's glittery all over.
Where is the one?
It seems to have crushed gem.
It's on you,
infused
not on
all
Annika.
over.
Yeah, because I remember the DMs like
Ah, you-
giving what we're like checking what's in the pockets.
With
I
what?
think it's with Yakali, the one.
Oh!
Annika's one.
Yeah, it's with me.
But it's fine
Can you-
because, I mean, you might need.
So he says, "This is the only thing that I cannot replace."
So you
Alright.
absolutely need that for the...
Oh, it's not consumed.
Rare
It is
chalks.
It's consumed, so that's why he needs it.
Worth 6.
Can you check the windows if they're locked from the outside or
No. They appear to be able to.
normal?
Yeah.
I mean, there's
I-
a guard outside.
But it's just there's guard downstairs that is actively on the lookout.
Oh,
What do I have?
okay. Okay.
Plan.
He says,
I don't know.
what is your plan? How can
Jump
I
on the
assist?"
guard. I don't know.
Okay, because I don't want
Are we doing it today? We can
I'm thinking maybe
let it.
maybe one night because we can't do this right now. Especially since
Yeah,
especially since the rest of the party don't know what we're doing.
fair enough.
Okay, I'll just say because I don't know exactly how to word this in RP. I have my original plan. If there wasn't a guard outside, was Esco can throw me up the window in my fox form. Then I will just be. I mean, I could just go through the window or make my way through the window once I'm up there. Shift back.
And then
Go through the window, take Victor, have either of us cast invisibility on him, feather fall our way out. Then the way
you don't
out-
necessarily have to be up there with him to cast Featherfall. If
It's
a
a
person
react- you see
if you see a person falling
within range. There's a range.
you cast
Oh,
it.
wait, let me
So
just
you
read
don't
the-
necessarily have to be falling when you cast it on somebody.
Oh.
So the range is 60 feet.
60 feet, alright.
But yeah, we can.
60 whole feet, that's really...
Yeah, so you could be standing downstairs when he jumps off and then you fly.
We need to.
He says-
There's a guard down.
he
There's
says-
a guard level.
When you explain this plan, he says, I could very well leave this place leave the room on my own if the guard was not there.
The guard
Oh,
in the garden.
Interesting.
I only needed my components.
So you just need to get rid of the guard.
Just leave the components.
Why aren't you casting invisibility on him or something? So it's bad.
That way he wouldn't need to concentrate on greater... No, he can cast spells while he's in greater invisibility, right?
He could, but he didn't have the components for either of them, for any of the spells.
Focus.
Yeah.
Do you want to bring out Arcane Focus?
Sure.
So if Talion were to present him with Annika's Arcane Focus,
Okay,
Is
so
the-
you hand him a wand, which is very strange looking thing. He says, he almost reverentially takes it. He says,
careful with that.
Do you need just that, or are there
This
other
is-
irreplaceable
this is-
components?
this is sufficient.
No, don't go getting power hungry on us.
He says, no, I've
Okay.
just, for years I scraped for every scrap of material that I could get to cast my spells, and now is
Yeah, I know.
is power in my hand.
Are we actually giving that to him, or are we just letting him borrow it?
What?
Insight.
So
I'm
I would like to insight to see how I know what it's like to be drawn in by power. So
Okay.
I'd like to see if that is the
Sure.
same thing.
I want to do that also,
okay.
because he has been like handicapped for all this time, so 14. So I want to know
It's fine.
how taken in he is. By.
Ooh, 20.
Okay, alright. Kalyan, you see, imagine if you were an accountant and you had been working on pencil and sheet for as long as you can remember, and then a sponsor bought you a calculator or a computer, or even better, a computer with an Excel with all of the fun things built in to make your life easier. That's what it feels like for him. He's like,
Oh,
whoa. This makes things much easier, basically, because it seems that he had been collecting his components himself for a very long
I
time.
stand beside him and I hold his hands where he's holding them on. And I say, Victor, you're taking a risk by trusting us. And we're taking a risk here by trusting you as well with this amount of power. I hope you didn't forget that in the process of you trying to get out of this town, lives were lost. You have to be responsible with the capability that you have. you don't have to like throw out lives needlessly like that.
Okay. So you can go ahead and make a persuasion check.
I would like to assist. I will tell him. You think that the reason you were punished now is because that you took lives, but regardless of whether they are connected or not, these things stick to you. They will find their way back to you no matter what.
Okay.
Good. With the
Persuasion advantage.
14 plus 620.
He says he frowns a little bit. He says, if you are accusing me of plotting to betray you, he says, I will prove you wrong. I will show you that some of us can be trusted, he says, and that I can rise above those that prove themselves to be untrustworthy. He says, I know you do.
Still unrecognized.
He says, I hear what you speak, but fear not. Until our deal is concluded, I will uphold my end of the bargain. He seems obstinate. It seems definitely it seems more like he's insulted by the idea that you would ask to betray. After, from his side, after he feels like he's been betrayed, his betrayer is now asking him not to betray them. He feels rather indignant, and now so his way, what he's voicing out now is that I'm better than. I'll show you that I'm better than betrayers.
Like
I'll show
you.
you, yeah, like you is the implication.
I will correct him. I will say it's not a matter of whether you betray us or not. It's a matter of being callous about the lives you take to get what you want.
Okay, all right. I'll let you go ahead and make a second persuasion check. Now that you sort of made your point here, and as you stare him directly in the eye right now. I'll let you do it at advantage because you can think about specifically what Kalian just said.
9.
8 and a 9. Persuasion. Yeah, that's a 15.
He says, I will think about this. It is. He closes his eyes a little bit and says, it is difficult, I suppose, to understand life out, how the lives of others, because I have not experienced it.
Wow, still a pity party.
I've just been. He says, I will work.
Still a pity party.
I will work on it. I cannot make my feelings genuine and real. This is what I will take into consideration, of course.
What's gonna?
What's his complexion? Is he also pallid?
Yeah.
Oh, he definitely. I mean, he's definitely valid. Are you trying to? Are
Like
you,
the soul thing,
Yeah,
the one that
Yeah.
You can go ahead and make an insight check.
I would like to try.
what's his name?
Wow, it's an 8.
You also rolled a
what?
10.
What is it?
Insight.
10.
14.
Okay. It's difficult to tell. It's very difficult to tell.
Think of that blanket! Okay.
But
There's no pants.
he's
Oh my
he's
God.
trying to be as genuine as he can with you now. You've asked him to become a more empathic person.
Right.
He says that he understands the need for it and will try to, but he can't.
It's not a switch.
Yeah, he just doesn't feel it.
Sounds
Right,
good.
it's not-
That's a problem. He doesn't feel.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't.
I
He
think
doesn't
he's been-
understand yet.
I
Right,
think
right?
he's
He says that
been
he's
pretty
saying,
dead
and
inside for a while.
the compromise he's trying to make with you is that he's going to keep his mind open about it, and he's trying to, and he's going to try to think. He's going to try to consider the weight of his actions
That's good enough.
moving forward. But he can't just guarantee you that suddenly people care.
I will ask him, are you sure there isn't a way to give, are you sure that there isn't something else in this book that can help you disable that one guard outside?
Cone of cold.
He does say anything that I would do for him down, anything that I would do to him from up here would kill him.
Perhaps let's not leave any evidence.
I could ensure that there is
I
no
will tell
evidence,
him,
but
um,
I feel that
no,
what does
it
it take for you?
No, I mean, not anything lethal. Maybe you can, I don't know, like lower the guard away.
Not unless I can speak with him.
Ah,
Not unless I can. going, I can try to distract the guard, but that's risky in itself, and I don't have an out. If I look out at the window myself, garden enclosed, open, open garden, one guard situated. Any sources of light for when night falls? Any sources of light for when night falls?
For when night falls?
Night
Yeah,
falls.
like I'm trying to
Yeah,
imagine.
you can see that there are these what do you call those, torches that are basically stumped into the ground and sort of hooded by and then there's sort of mini braziers basically that are just glowing, that would be lit in darkness, lamps basically that would light the way in the garden so you could wander in at night if you wish, that sort of thing.
Okay.
This is if I could speak to the god, perhaps I could do something, but other than that,
What can you do?
Don't you have any
specifically?
spells that can help you simply fall down the window without getting hurt?
Yeah, but the guard is the problem.
yes, but then
No, but then if you were, this is just me thinking out loud, if you were invisible while you did it, they wouldn't have to see you.
I suppose.
I
This
mean,
is-
yeah.
Featherfall isn't concentration.
Yeah, but then the window would be left open.
Which
this is-
would be okay.
Very well. If you can, I can.
Or if you can fly, that would be great too.
No, I mean like at least
If
the
you wish-
closed window will delay.
I cannot simultaneously turn myself invisible and also go down there. But if you want to do this, if you want to do both and help me, then I perhaps could do.
I cannot make you invisible without, because it's better for concentration, I don't think it is.
No.
Invisibility is
Yeah,
teleport
it's
is
a
not.
reaction. Okay, I can make it so that you don't fall. I can make it so that you fall without hurting yourself from a distance. However, I won't be able to make you invisible without being near you to touch you.
He says,
Visibility lasts
very well.
Do it now. You're not in truth.
Oh, do it now.
Yeah, I don't think it's stopping you from doing it now and then having jump.
Only because I don't know whether. Okay.
He says, if you turn me invisible, how long will I be invisible for?
1 hour.
1 hour.
But you can't
But you
cast
cannot
anything.
You cannot attack. you cannot raise your hand against anyone, nor can you cast any spells or break the spell. My
Yes.
spell isn't as strong as yours.
It is a little bit problematic. He says, I suppose I could attempt.
The only reason I don't want to do it now is because we are clearly the last people.
Yeah, with the last people made contact with him.
This 1 hour window will be very implicated.
Suspicious.
Okay.
If I had a familiar to cast it through, but no.
Okay. He says, very well. Can you turn me invisible and also allow me to go down?
What do you mean go down?
You have to see the
No.
What do you mean go down?
A reaction which take when you or a creature within 60 feet of you falls. Choose up to 5 falling creatures within range. There's no
But
sight
invisibility
requirement.
is touch.
That's true, but you don't require featherfall. You don't. They can be invisible when you featherfall.
I'm wondering about if I cast.
Turn him invisible and then you can jump out the window.
It's just that if I cast invisibility now,
We'll have 1 hour.
we'll have 1 hour and it will be real obvious because we're the last people to be with it.
So you don't want to do it now.
So you want to do
yet.
it now? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm fine with not doing it now because it's very incriminating.
Yeah.
So okay. So you clear that up. Because when would you plan to do it?
Tonight. It won't be at a time when we are in the Burgomaster's mansion. But if we do it tonight, I can be close enough. I mean, just from how when I look at the window, was it? Is there a place I could hide in that's within 60 feet? So when I see him, I can make cast Featherfall when I see him out.
Sure. I mean, probably you can skulk through the bushes as a fox and then end up inside one of the hedges when you turn back.
Right.
So you could probably do that and be just within range.
Right. I will tell him that I plan to do that. I will be I will be within range to cast a spell, and then if he will be invisible, he'll just he'll have to give me a signal, and that would be Thundercall is the creatures I can see.
No. Magic check.
Okay, I don't have to see them.
No.
So I will tell him that we can agree on a signal. Like if he opens the window, then I will cast the spell.
Okay. This is very well. I will.
We have to just agree on the time.
So I will be invisible as I fall.
Indeed.
Very well. You tell me the time, and I will make the preparations. He says as he hands you the remaining amount, whatever is left in the book, and the component amount, he hands it back.
Alright, I'm going to.
He pockets the things. He says, I will.
I'm
I
thinking
will
a lot
pack.
of the time. I'm going to also put the put some parchment in the book just to kind of make it a little more stuff without the pages.
Right. Okay. You.
I'll scribble some of them just to make them look written in.
Sure. Your little image is in there.
Not the ones with the actual drawings.
Okay. All right.
Just the.
Okay. All right. You do that, and he says, "Very well then. Nighttime. Midnight."
Midnight? Sure. Midnight.
This is very well. I will await for you. If are you capable of signaling me somehow?
I recast dancing lights. I'll say, watch out for one of these two lights. The dancing lights has a distance of 120 feet. So I intend to cast it out of sight of the guard and the eye level, but where he can see it.
Alright.
Or rather, so, blink at this window.
Okay, alright. This is very well. I will wait for you then at midnight. This is he breathes deep, pockets the wand, and he says, I will wait to see you then.
Alright. I take the component pouch and the. Oh yeah. Oh no. We have 13 minutes. And I'll. So sorry. I will just get out. We have a plan.
Okay. So, you walk.
Wait, what's the plan?
Just quick recap. We're going to what do you call this? Midnight. I'm going to position myself. Yeah. Position myself. Signal using dancing lights for Victor to come out and cast invisibility on him still. I'll cast Feather Falls at
He has a 1 hour invisibility or just greater.
I think he'll use greater. He's his own invisibility. I
Oh, so he's only invisible for 1 minute.
Greater is 1 minute.
Greater invisibility is just 1
He's
minute.
just gonna scram.
It's a what now?
He's just gonna scram.
He's just gonna scram because it's very short.
Alright.
You
I'll say,
find any?
Oh yeah, that's it
Well,
really.
that?
He does know how long it lasts, so that's the only time.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's only that amount of time to.
He says, where should I meet you? Once I.
Very good question.
Fuck, that's true. At the church, I don't know.
Yeah, let's not educate the people who come this way.
Yeah.
It's a good landmark. He's never been out of Valiaki, I guess.
Has he even?
Not outside of Alaki, no.
Kid, have you ever been outside the house? What
Yes.
places do you
I know
know?
the village.
Okay.
How about the stable so you can finish it first?
Wait, one moment, guys. I'm back.
Kebab.
Clear.
I don't know where to meet with this boy because he's very obviously going to be a notable figure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
If you're only invisible for 1 minute, yeah.
Well, after he meets you, you can cast your invisibility on him if you want. That's an art.
that's true. It's just I don't know of the plan after we get him out. Like, do we leave Valiaki after that?
That would be the implication because you would have a limited amount of time after he leaves the.
That's true.
And then they'll find out.
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
It would have been simpler if I just cast invisibility now and do the same effect.
The only thing that you're doing is buying yourself until morning.
Right.
So this is a little period of time where they're not looking in on you.
I'll
Oh,
just
yeah, just
say,
dinner or yeah.
and we
Oh, that's
can't
right.
we can't tell him to get out of Valiaki. Can we?
Your call. Completely your call. He just wants to know where you're meeting him. If you cast invisibility again on him again, then, or it could be outside of Balagi, your call.
Maybe we can meet him somewhere not too. No, wait.
If we're meeting him at midnight, we'll have 6 hours until, roughly 6 hours until sunrise. I'm also wondering about the stuff in the woods that might get to them.
So you want to meet him in the village. So where in the village?
Yeah, maybe just in the village, because
Near the church.
Meet him there? Just a
at the
shed.
shed.
You have your rooms at the tavern, though. So.
But people,
Right,
Yeah.
people,
It's just that
the
people
people.
are visible.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No. He'd be invisible for 1 minute from the moment he like leaves.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to clarify. I can cast invisibility so that he would be invisible again for the next hour. Then he
So
can
you'll
go
meet-
to the inn. It will just be me that's visible.
Yeah.
Where does he meet you at that
Yeah,
minute?
because we need
That's
to
what
be
that's all that he's asking you.
meeting point for us to turn him invisible. Somewhere not too far from the manor, or is that risky? Because they might will they.
He says, do you have a plan beyond that? Do you wish for? He says,
Do you know how to cast? Do you know how to speak in your cast message through your mind?
no, I do not. He says, it does not seem that you know perhaps that were to meet me.
Maybe he knows. You do know the village. Is there a place where the soldiers rarely cut themselves in the woods?
All I need is a short amount of time so that I can cast you invisible for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
He says, perhaps the stockyard
Stockyard.
where you uncovered Gabriel. That is on the other end of the village from the church. That is
How
at
far-
the
how
east
far-
gate.
How far is that from the manor?
If the church, if the group was a triangle, if the thing was a triangle, the man would be up here,
Okay.
and then the left side is the
Stockyard.
stockyard, and the right side is the. So it's not too far. I mean, nothing small, nothing is too far, but certainly quite a distance. I mean, it takes you about 30 minutes or so to cover the.
30 minutes. He'll be exposed for 30 minutes if we meet him at the stockyard. Unless you want us to meet him somewhere
He says, I
near.
can. If your concern is that I will be seen,
Exposed.
I will be exposed. I have other means of travel.
Oh,
He says, I just need to know where to meet you for us to leave. Yeah.
Stockyard.
so
He says, puts a hand up. I would like to make it clear. After you remove me from, give me the ability to leave this room, I would be able to leave the village on my own. But I'm meeting you only for your task.
Yeah.
and he's not going to cast a teleportation start unless we get him out. So really, we need him more than he needs us right now.
So he doesn't particularly care where to meet you. He just needs you to tell
Stockyard.
him where you're
I'm
going
fine
to
with the stockyard. Unless you want somewhere near.
I mean, I wouldn't want to meet him at the Blue Water Inn.
Yeah,
Okay,
stockyard.
so he'll meet you in the
It's
stockyard.
Sure.
All right. That you make your leave.
Right, I
You-
will agree to.
You give back the materials.
Yeah. Is midnight really okay? Because I'm worried about the amount of time that we spend out in the evening.
Your only options are to do it in the daytime and have him found immediately,
Indeed.
have him found missing immediately, or in the nighttime and buy yourself some hours.
Yeah, because people
Now
are
the nighttime is
sleeping.
definitely dangerous,
Yeah.
but it's up to you what you
It's
value more.
less.
Do you value more the fact that he will be found missing right away, or do you value more the dangers in the night?
Esvel votes nighttime, but up to you guys.
Nighttime.
Democracy.
Nighttime.
I vote nighttime.
Midnight it is.
You give back the materials.
Yeah,
To Izek? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Isaac. So he reluctantly opens the door again.
Here you go with my most annoying grin.
He just wrenches it from your arm and slams it in your face. And,
Well, thank you.
he says, no, thank you.
So flat.
Okay. So you leave now, and I suppose now you're just sort of biding your time until.
Buy what we have to buy. Whatever.
Yeah.
I am going to take Irina with me,
Hmm.
find Jalthrock, and we will investigate the case of the delayed wine.
Okay. Now that will be quite difficult to do from Valaki itself, primarily because there's no.
I expect that we'd be going out.
Hmm.
Go investigate
wow.
out west. I will offer to
Imitate.
Jalthrock that it will be a good opportunity to ingratiate ourselves with the party cops without having to break the law.
So you can go ahead and make a persuasion check now. That definitely appeals to them.
Did I guide myself?
Yeah.
Advantage.
He has to be convinced because he apparently already has plans.
Oh,
I asked the two of you, sorry. Okay, since Segi isn't working, what do we do after we get the circle and
21.
what do we do after the circle? Like if we find Arabelle, that we come back here, or because the point of the finding Arabelle was to complete the cards, but if we assume that Irina is one of the cards,
She has to be with us.
He has to be with us.
Hmm.
We can't leave her here, not with Captain Crab.
yeah, but Segi doesn't want to know. I don't know how to.
I know it's really messy.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why I stayed behind, right?
Yeah.
Because I will stay with my wife. So.
And he's active. He's turning a blind eye.
Okay, we should just set
I just really don't know. After we meet up Victor, after we have the teleportation circle out, it's obvious we're no longer be able to come back to
there's a
Valyaki
heavy liner.
because
Yeah,
Well, as messy as it is, it's what you have right now, and I don't know if you'll know anything to do more up until you go through.
I mean maybe we can
Fine,
tell the
okay.
Burgomaster that we have what we need and that we are going to leave in the morning.
Your call. I don't know. I don't even know if you need to
Talk to the Burgomaster.
let him know that you're leaving.
I mean just what I'm looking at is the cleanest possible getaway.
Your call. But then, if you're going to wait until morning, then you'll be speaking with the Burgomaster after Victor is already gone.
Yeah. I
Really
say
frantic.
the Burgomaster seems to trust Segi the most. So me, I'm fine with not speaking to him anymore. But after, that's just me.
less branding.
'Cause
Anyway,
really,
in your regard, he says the Wizards of Wine's winery is quite a distance away. I can see the merit in it.
Adventure!
He's had a lot of
He
that.
says, at the very least, I would be able to visit my tower.
Oh,
Mine?
interesting.
What?
my what?
His hideaway.
I'm currently going solo for the moment, but I will be taking my wife with me, if that is okay. She is very capable. Don't worry.
And very dangerous.
But if you don't, I don't have to go to the tower with you. We can just go investigate the case of the delayed wine. I will come back, and or not. It depends. But I'm just really waiting for the Marty Cops to on something with regards to another card.
Very, very well. If you are proceeding to the Wizards of Wine's winery, I may accompany you, perhaps.
All right, I'll pick up my wife. We'll wait for you at around noon.
When do you intend to leave?
What time is it? It's probably around 10 now.
Mm.
Around 11. I'll
This is not an afternoon trip. This is
I'm
the
aware.
Wizards of Wine's winery is several days from here, perhaps a week.
I will.
It's quite a vacation.
One way.
I'll let you know by noon.
Was it? Oh, 1 week?
One way, several days.
It's a one-way trip.
Oh, okay.
Give or take.
7 days, 1 way. Okay. Far.
This is very well.
I'll tell you by noon. I should have met the party by then. But for now, I will not be traveling with them. But I refuse to leave I refuse to leave my wife alone.
He says, it's a very dangerous person that you are asking to come with you. The more intelligent thing to do would be to leave her with the others so that you can move unmolested by Strahd.
They have other concerns at the moment.
He says, very well, but can you protect her?
Yeah, I will protect her.
He simply inclines his head. I will do my best to aid you, but I cannot forsake my other duties.
Alright. Well, I mean, if you're busy, but I'm just looking for something to do while I'm biding my time.
Alright, so
Maybe next session I'll bring in a new character.
okay. So
Do we end up?
Yeah.
Does the party? We can do it next session or something.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering if
we're going to end right now at over lunch. Over lunch on today. I suspect all of you at St. Andrew's Church. You're all in the back because there is mass ongoing. So you're all in Annika's room.
we're with Annika.
Both Irina and Alec are serving as acolytes of the mass currently ongoing. So it's just you guys in the back rooms, where you can share your information and discuss amongst yourselves your next course of action. And we'll end there.
And there.
Yeah, so we end at 12. We will begin. We'll pick up at noon on this day. Next time, you are in the back. There's a mass ongoing currently in the church itself. So you're all in the back with Annika's corpse. Just there. You're there to share information. You haven't shared anything whatsoever. Few deals have been made left and right. Thank you. We'll pick this up again next time. See you next time on Curse of Strahd. Calenites.
Does the inspiration
We
carry
should tell
over?
Victor. Hey, could you
Sure.
give water to the
Or not,
guy
or not.
the other
No, it's okay.
side?
Anyone who's holding currently, you can carry it over.
Oh, I don't have
Yeah,
I used it earlier.
I used mine too.
Okay.
Woo! Some shit rolls, some good rolls. Hey, Max, have some pieces.
Oh, the chocolates. Oh, I met with Faith recently, and she also mentioned about your D&D game with them, and she said that you're so good, and she hopes that sana you could like earn from it or something.
Again, what?
You could earn from it or something.
Hope so too. That's a dream.
Tell her to buy a ticket to the Nat 1 Con next time.
Oh my god. I'm overburdened. We don't have enough DMs. I want to, but I have more players than DMs. So.
And DMs.
Well, we'll try this for now, and maybe we can bring other DMs in. Well, there you go. Shit, half of that session was just the longest.
Yeah.
It was a very eventful long rest. Yeah. And the escalation is so palpable.
Yeah, it's gonna keep going. So.
But wow, I did not expect utility from Dom.
Oh, utility which? He got the mirror for you?
Yeah, I did. I thought he was predicting my death, and that when he put when he put a line through the image of me, I thought that he was maybe against the idea of me dying, which is why I felt a little relieved. But I didn't expect he meant to break the mirror or to bring it home.
He was just trying to consider logistics, you know? Like, do I have to carry the whole thing or just a piece? What do you...
And the fact that he took it upon himself to carry the whole thing anyway.
Yeah,
No,
because
still doesn't.
you give him hugs.
I'm confused. Roll insight.
Just forgot the inventory sheets.
At least nothing new, right? I think nothing new.
I was looking for my sheet the whole morning. I don't know where it is.
Oh no.
At least you have
I'm just gonna
the
print-
you
yeah.
have a soft copy. That's important.
Yay.
I also have Vanya's sheet also. Dropbox. Because
I did-
but
I
I
have
mean
to check the stats.
I only
Yeah,
found
I
out
really
now that
need to
you were holding Oracle stats.
Oh my god, have you been using Oracle stats the whole time?
I mean I was never told to switch them, so
I guess, yeah. It's okay.
No, I think we.
Those are
I don't know.
epic stats.
I mean also considering from a plot from a story standpoint, I came right from the fight into Barovia.
Sure.
I had no time in between for...
Okay. I true W.
But it's okay. I sent you a copy of the sheet.
Yeah, you did. I just didn't notice. I was only paying attention to the features.
Yeah, but
Just looking at the features to make sure that you had all the features.
just stat-wise, you can just give me the new stats. I'll paint it myself.
Sure.
It's so hard without the app in iPhone. This one, right? Still no app for this one. That build.
I have something similar. It's just not automated. But here, I'll show you what I mean.
I don't understand why your app doesn't show aura of protection. Mine does. You should try to rebuild. See if
Okay.
it's
Is that the paid version?
Is it the paid version? The one that you can auto level up?
Can you auto level up? That should.
Auto?
Like, I mean,
There's a
you
level up.
yeah,
Yeah,
when you
that
click it,
one.
Yeah, it
levels
levels
up.
up. Yeah.
Okay, that's the paid version, so it should include. Because
Like here.
but there's an easy correction to do. That you can do.
My app makes stat blocks.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Hey, it looks nice. Okay.
But I have to input everything.
Manual.
Man. Okay, it's mid hassle.
There you go. These are your correct saves.
Because this one, it's like auto-generated.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, dito, if I, like, for example, if I want to set the spells.
Yeah.
Everything.
Oh, it's good. It looks nice. It's clean.
Check it out. I corrected your
How?
saves.
How?
See, so your wisdom was +3 earlier, right? It's supposed to be +6 because you're both proficient with it, and you should add charisma.
Alright.
See, when I hold it down, I scroll up. It says
Oh.
ability add all saves charisma.
Ah, okay. And it's applied to everything.
Yeah, because that's what your aura of protection does. So your saves should be huge because you're paladins. Paladins are so fucking difficult to kill. So whose hasn't escalated by a lot?
I didn't expect to get my new friend so soon.
Which one? Oh,
Also,
no, because you were very vocal about wanting your new friend.
Still.
You're like, oh, I want so interested in this mirror.
Yeah.
So,
Your adult aims to be.
aim please.
But you wanted the whole mirror.
I didn't expect. The only reason I took the piece of paper was
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to do anything.
That's why it was so slow. Because it was had to drag the mirror.
You could have helped him drag the mirror.
I just happy it wasn't a pod.
Considering people were seeing him, parang okay nang hindi.
Yeah, just rumors.
It's rumors, thankfully. He was well, you know, he spent a long time hiding his movements from you.
I know.
It's okay if someone.
He passed against your passive
I wonder if he can feed you a potion of combat.
He gave me a mirror,
Fatten
maybe.
your bird up. Make it
No.
obese.
Yeah, that was a very good.
I got an angry
God,
bird.
that was a really good suggestion. I
Oh,
never
that
could
one?
imagine that.
Which one?
What made
Wait,
you think of feeding the
So
bird?
there was a lot of people who saw the doll, or like there were rumors.
It seems
But
to
there
be
were
just
rumors.
rumors now. So it seems that maybe
Kitty
one
is
or
spreading that.
maybe one or two people saw it and then spread the rumors and so.
Well, it's because as well expressed that I feed it but it's not eating,
Yeah.
and then right after that, Mark narrated it's pink and it's pale,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, hey, I have insomnia and I'm gonna fail.
Yeah.
Needs
Oh.
blood.
Okay, I can blame the doll for my crime.
You blame the dog. Oh, you know.
Keep
Do
doing
it.
that.
We can keep building that and keep blaming shit on it. So pala may itong bata tumatakbo-takbo. Alright, sure. Oh wait, I was gonna pack up. Just wanna make sure that it's
Chocolates everywhere. Sorry, I'm craving again.
problem.
I'm not ready. I'll try to run.
Quick, sorry.